opportunity that we can't pass on.
Kia ora all and welcome to day 3 of the Secondary Schools Nationals. It is moving day as teams figure out who's going to be at the top of their pool before crossover day tomorrow. First up on Fly Palmy Arena here on the show court is Napier boys versus Hamilton boys.
Welcome to Te Papaioa, Palmerston North here on moving day, Wednesday. We've got a Pool B matchup. Ryan Dumbledam alongside Miles Pearce. How you going, Miles?
Kia ora, how are you, Ryan?
Not too bad. In front of us we have the Super 8 clash, Napier boys versus Hamilton boys. Having played already once this year at Super 8 at the beginning of term 3. And Napier were victorious, 93 to 73. Two contrasting stories so far in this Nationals. Napier boys, last year's runner-up, undefeated, looking to top their pool. While Hamilton boys looking for their first win.
Yeah, it's been a rough start for Hamilton boys. They do have some very good talent, but unfortunately they've been in a great pool.
Yeah, it's a very tough pool, and if we go through Hamilton boys' results on the first day, they lost to St. Pat's Silverstream, 83-73, so a 10-point loss. And then plays in-zone rivals Mount Maunganui, where they went down narrowly by 4 points. And then yesterday evening, Pukekohe High School, where they lost 69-48.
Which is it's some pretty out there results, you know. So they've got some work to do as we see their lineups. You want to take the Hamilton boys crew?
Cullen Parari, Whakata Tawai Parari Jr., Isaiah Solomon, Ty Shortland, Kavion Nikoya, Benji Marsh, Zeke Ashby, Ethan Spragon, Blake Davis, Marshall Clark, William Gurin, Fitu Balu, coached by Danny Williams and assisted by Tyler Wilkinson.
Let's see the championship trophies very, very briefly there. But it's been, like you said, it's been a tough start for Hamilton boys and a pretty good one for the Napier boys on the other side. So Ball, Viazengo, Edwards, Ash, Singh, Casson, Ball, you know, there are 2 balls there. And Kirst was telling me. Yeah. So, yeah. Jackson, Deck, apologize in advance for all of those. Leach, Adam, Jimmy Hanade.
We got the privilege to commentate Tauranga girls, and we talked about Pallas Hokianga representing the Tall Ferns. In this game, we've got Jackson Ball, who's already represented the Tall Blacks. Both athletes still at school while representing their country in their open class. So plenty of talent on display, both in this game and all across the country here in the mighty Manawatu.
I did catch a little bit of Tauranga girls earlier today, and they looked the goods. They looked really, really tough.
Yeah, I think come the business end of that girls bracket in the Double A, there'll be some fantastic matchups. Westlake girls, we've got Hamilton girls, Tauranga girls are looking like the strongest 3. Potential for a sneaky upset with a tear underneath as well.
Yeah, and their Mags played Stack 2 rounds ago, and Mount Albert Grammar got the win over Stack, who have been 3-time finalists the last 3 years, and that was a bit of a upset, some would say. Yeah. Mag's still a very good team, coached by Brent Lay. Their girls coming out. I believe that win will get them to the top of their pool in a quarterfinal.
Yeah, awesome continuity from that program, particularly after losing Bailey Flavel, who is now plying a trade at the University of Hawaii. But in front of us we have Napier boys looking to remain undefeated, with Hamilton boys looking for their first win on the show court. Referees Leo Shaw from the Southland Basketball Association and Brian Montoya from Tauranga.
What a start. We are 4 seconds in. Already a score for Hamilton boys and getting to the foul line. 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Barlin Carson takes the outlet. The hoop and the harm.
And this is the tempo that some schools are trying to play with, and Napier boys does play with, and they do it with great success.
Yeah, as we watch all these games throughout the week, it's who can impose their own style of play on their opponent best, and they usually come out victorious. As some good movement to start on the Hamilton boys offense.
Jackson Ball fights through that screen.
A response there. Spraggan gets the right-hand layup to go.
Now you've got a little bit of an inside running with both these teams just because of your role with Palmerston North Boys High School, and so you would have seen both these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Napier far more than Hamilton. We played Hamilton at Super 8 as well, but we played Napier 4 times this season, where we had some success and not so much success.
Had some success and some learnings.
Absolutely, as Isaac Allen goes down the lane uncontested.
Now, I love his game. He is a guy that can get inside and outside, and watching some games at regionals, he really can get going from the 3-point line. So no surprise that teams are trying to run him off the line, and he's able to score and finish there as Hamilton boys can answer back.
Yeah, Spraggan with the back-to-back buckets. Yeah, Isaac Allen's a definite no 3. As we see a kura whiwhi turu, and that's what you don't do to Isaac Allen, because that's what he does best.
I'm not going to lie. I do like it when players make us sound smarter than we really are. And that's always great. So, Isaac, thank you very much for that. Little high post action, picks up the dribble. Lucky on the spot there, sort of fell through a teammate's hands, ended up Napier boys come away with it.
Bang, bang. Knew he missed that straight away, followed it. Isaac Allen on the kura whiwhi turu attempt. Here comes Hamilton in transition. Jackson Ball opting not to contest the shot of Zeke Ashby.
But a great job from Ashby, just catching and going quick before Jackson Ball, who is a very good defender, can really react and interrupt or disrupt that shot.
Barlin Casson just a little off balance on that kura whiwhi turu attempt and left it short. Tough step back by Parai, Cullen Parai. What I would like to see as Hamilton have had a few cracks at their half-court offense, they end up with that slot ball screen. But the guy on the trail is very stagnant, which allows us a player to dig in. They're probably not getting as clean a looks as I'd like.
Where just a little bit more spacing, a little bit more movement, just engages that defense, as we see a great little pick and roll there. Hamilton boys tied up at 10.
Finished off by Nikoya.
Anything to keep the defensive active, as we see turnover.
And the Hamilton boys bench loving it. Ashby with another right-hand layup in transition.
Loses the footing. Almost looked like he landed on, or stepped on a foot. lost his balance and went down.
As we see that replay.
But
Just playing probably a little bit too much traffic for Coach Daly's liking.
one of the things I've noticed with some players now, and we got some great talent, and they've just got to learn to play at a tempo that suits them. And there's a very small difference between playing fast and being rushed. And unfortunately, the difference is very, very small, and it doesn't take us long to go from fast to rushed. And we don't like to see those mistakes happen when we're a little bit sped up and a little bit rushed.
On that last position, Napier boys' defensive position, they look to be in a 3-2 zone, perhaps a point drop with Jackson in the middle. So already a change-up of defence for Napier, although that tends to be their rhythm. They like to change it up between man and zone and different types of zones, from my experience.
And just that ability to keep offense on their toes, right? Keep people guessing and trying to figure out what's going on, as we see Napier boys, some penetration, kick out, knocking down the three.
Nice find by Allen as Adams knocks down the Kuruwhiwhi Toru with a shot clock issue. Just getting it reset. Napier boys high with a 1 point lead, 13-12.
And it's been little bit of a, we do have an undefeated team versus a team seeking their first win. But it has been, for the boys' side of the draw, there's been a few shock wins and losses to start the first couple of days.
Yeah, I was saying earlier in the week on the broadcast that there hasn't been a hell of a lot of crossover between zones, particularly Zone 1 and Zone 4. So really hard to get a line of who's actually should be winning.
Yep.
Some crossover between 2 and 3 due to proximity of travel and Super 8, but not so much for the Auckland teams and the South Island teams. As we saw on the first day, Aquinas tipping up Dilworth after Dilworth were Auckland and Zone 1 champions.
And Aquinas coming through that Zone 2, sneaking in 5th place, in the last place there. And actually a small school, a single A school that are playing up into the double A's. We see Allen. That's too much space for a shooter like that.
Hand down, man down.
You got it.
Can't bite on those pump fakes. Have to get Isaac to put on the floor, particularly on his left hand.
And so that was a bit of a shock, seeing a small school come in and upset the Auckland champs, as you said. It was a great little action.
Yeah, poor defense by Casson, but not made to pay. And one thing picked up here so far in this first quarter, Jackson Ball, not very aggressive at all. Probably understanding it's a long tournament.
Yes, but what a great ability. They're playing now. They've got a 6-point lead, and watching some of their games the last couple of days, he has moments where he just takes over, but he also understands when, and taking over doesn't mean scoring all the time for him. Taking over just means facilitating as well, like just being that guy. But he also has he does a great job of just letting others do their thing. And it's a wonderful trait in a guy that is, as you mentioned, a tall black. And he defers to his teammates when he has to and when he needs to. So great to see that intelligence and IQ coming through in such a young player.
Yeah, I suppose there's two ways to go about it, right? If I score early, my teammates will be open late. If my teammates score early, I'll be open late. Just got to weigh it up. Jackson Ball, as we all know, can fill it up in buckets. Super 8 final against the mighty Palmerston North Boys High School.
Yes.
We thought we did an outstanding job on Jackson. And then we checked the box score, and he had 50.
Just 50?
Just 50.
Oh, that's all right.
We lost by 7. We gave them an absolute run for their money. Had to foul at the end, which probably a true reflection of the game. It's probably a 3 or 4 point win for Napier.
Yep. But 50's good. Like, you know.
50, yeah.
I did that on 2K once.
He was, yeah.
The guys that I'm really missing out of this Napier boys team, who were finalists last year, they're missing Harry, who was just a defensive presence. He's now in the States, and Maz as well. So Maz, if you're listening, we love you, we miss you. I hope Utah's not too cold.
Shouldn't be cold yet.
No. Great ball movement against the press. Unfortunately, Napier turned it over, and Hamilton boys pushing the tempo.
So, number 7, Benji Marshall, Hamilton boys Highs, arguably the best player, according to people their own age, but interestingly came off the bench. Whether he's nursing a slight injury or perhaps that's just the way the way Hamilton boys run their team. But from what I understand, he is a more talented player as he knocks down his first koroto tuku.
I don't mind that, though. The scoring punch, and we've seen teams over the years in different leagues do that. Last year, the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers brought their import Crawford off the bench. And he was, as soon as he got in the game, he had a green light, and he was such a scoring threat, as we see a great take finish down low by Napier boys.
Yeah, Eddie Deck just gets to his left hand, and he is so hard to stop once he's there. Strong-bodied, and particularly effective on that left hand. And if Hamilton boys don't want to get beaten up in the paint, they'll be putting Eddie on his left hand and trying to bait him into taking some jumpers. As he misses koroto tuku. Marsh surveying, back to Parai. Here comes the ball screen. Just tough shot. Quick release by Marsh, comes up short in the kuru whiwhi toru attempt. Ball, not sure he's taken a shot yet. Allen
has.
Yes, he's had a couple of kuru whiwhi torus. Now Hamilton boys are lunging at him. That's opening up driving lanes for either himself, which he'll get 2 koroto tukus here, or if the defense collapse, he'll leave shooters open.
And it's the way the game's being played, the modern basketball right now, isn't it? We've got so many threats from the three-point line. And for a guy that strong and crafty around the basket, people are running him off the line, but almost to their own detriment at times, because he can put the ball on the floor, make plays, and earn a trip to the free throw line and knock down those to extend this to a 9-point lead.
And absolutely. And if you're Hamilton boys, you probably want to put your longest defender on him so you can discourage that three-pointer while staying in front.
And this is the chess match of coaching, right? So you put a longer defender on him, possibly lighter defender, and he's going to start trying to play bully ball. He's a very smart player, and he can do that.
Jackson Ball not happy with the hara, disagreeing with the referee, and will be subbed out immediately. Perhaps he's got a second foul. Oh, his third foul.
Third foul.
A lot of faith shown by Coach Aidan Daly to leave him in with two fouls.
You've been coaching at a very high level for a long time. What's your theory on the foul play situation?
Individual. If you can trust them to know that they won't foul, then you could risk it. And if you don't, then you probably need to be a bit more cautious. And then sometimes you've got to understand the way the game's been called. For example, semi-final Super 8 this year, there were so many fouls against Tauranga boys who have been competing well here at secondary schools nationals, as Clark makes a right-handed layup, that I knew I needed my key guys to have at least two in the chamber for the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I had to sit them a little bit more in the second and third quarter than I would have liked, as Kassim gets another and one, knowing that they're probably going to commit a foul in the fourth quarter, and I didn't want them to be fouling out. So I needed my key three guys to have entering the fourth with only 3 fouls. Couldn't have them 4, just because I knew that the way the game was going.
Being officiated.
Yeah.
And I've watched 3 days, or 2.5 days of basketball right now, and I would like to say that the officiating crew has done a fantastic job from what I've seen up until this point. There's some great communication and between officials and players, coaches and officials, or everything. And it's great to see, because the game really wouldn't happen without them.
Yeah, we need the team in grey That is for sure, because it's a hard job to do, and we need them. Here is kind of, I can't tell if Napier are actually in a zone or they just have scouted really well and are just switching all of Hamilton's off-ball actions to make it look like they're in the zone.
Almost like a match-up man, very or a match-up zone, very switchy.
Isaac Allen looking for the Korototoku foul. Hamilton boys doing a really good job putting pressure on the rim. They've had a number of layups, uncontested layups, to begin this game, and we're going to see Jackson Ball probably sit for a large chunk of certainly the second quarter, as he's on 3 fouls. As his brother Case, long off the Korototoku, and Casson called for the Hara. Little push in the back.
Now, this is something that I've been really big on, as I believe it's important, but hopefully the coaching staff, who is a very intelligent coaching staff at Napier Boys, Jimmy Hanade and Aidan Daly, probably under the supervision of Kirsten Daly, they would have practiced these things like, okay, so Jax is out, we've got this here, we've got situations, we're up this, down this much on the clock. So I'm sure that they have been aware of, like, okay, this could be a situation that happens. How are we gonna get through with our best player on the bench for a stretch?
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole first half of the year, as Isaac Allen splits his teammates to throw it to the bench, the whole first half of the year, Jackson was playing Hawke's Bay Hawks basketball, or overseas with the Junior Tall Blacks. So they had a lot of time where Jackson just wasn't there. Wasn't really there to bail them out. So these guys have played a lot of basketball together without Jackson.
Big three there from Hamilton boys. Ashby with the range, cutting the lead to just 2 points. Got Aidan Daly out of his seat.
Aidan Daly not the one to be sitting down for long, particularly if he's seeing things he doesn't like, is Casson. You know, Casson's not going to have so many highlight plays, but you look back at the box score and who's going to have 25, he's going to have 8. Oh my goodness me. Cullen Parai, deep 3 to trim the lead to 1 heading into the second quarter.
High scoring quarter, love the action.
As we see the replay, it's almost a logo 3 from the Whakaata Māori logo.
And it's crazy to see that, but those are the shots that you almost see it's a very high percentage on the ones that you know you have to shoot.
Yep. No time to think about it. Just got to get it up. I'll just finish my thought on Balin Casson. He kind of does the dirty work. He's always that player that's right time, right place, finishing off shots. You know, we've seen a couple of boards already, a driving layup for an and one. A real glue guy for this Napier Boys high team.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best guys for the team. He might not be the best guy on the team, but he's one of the best guys for that group, and because he does those sorts of things. And it's a great question that I love to ask some kids that I'm working with. Who's the best player on the Golden State Warriors? And the answer is Curry. Who's the best player for the Golden State Warriors? It's probably Draymond, because he allows Curry to do the things that he does.
The screening, the passing, the defense.
And for guys and girls who want to go further in a basketball career, sometimes you don't have to do everything well, but you've just got to do something exceptionally.
Star in your role.
Yep. And if you're a rebounder, a screener, a defender, it's not that you only do that, but it is something that sets you apart from everyone else. And I think Casson is one of those guys that his work rate, his motor is, absolutely fantastic. And that really does set him apart in this group.
Jackson Ball back on the court for the beginning of the second quarter. And as we take stock of this Pool B, we currently have the live stream up of Court 4, and Silverstream have a 22-7 lead. With about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter over Mount Maunganui. And should the result not change, then it would be a Napier boys top of the table, regardless of the result this evening. So,
And this is a big one because right now we have 3 undefeated teams in this pool, and one of them is Napier boys, who we're watching right now as we see a right-handed. That was all the way right.
Spraggan again. He started off the first quarter of a couple of right-handed laps.
Hamilton boys take that lead.
Yeah, you can see Zeke Ashby right in the passing lane of Jackson. So we're playing a 4-on-4 game of basketball. And just got it up, Eddie Deck on the buzzer. Rebound secured. Casson. It's a foul. Hamilton boys high in the lead.
And it's one of those things that I've really enjoyed watching some of the games that may end up in a one-sided lead by the end of the game. But it's great to see some of the games. Hey, Napier's good. They haven't lost a game yet. Hamilton boys, they've got nothing to lose. So they're throwing every punch that they've got. Now, over the course of 4 quarters, that can change. But right now, they are playing them tough. They're playing them straight up. And
Kyle Adams, it's a big kuru Fifi Toru to retake the lead in the corner. And I don't believe Napier's lost all season, as far as I'm aware. They went through the Super 8 season undefeated. They won the school league in the Hawke's Bay. As we see a nice little mid-range pull-up by Cullen Pardo.
Would you rather lose a game somewhere along the line just to keep people in touch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do you have that ability to go the whole year undefeated? Now, I would imagine it's very rare that has happened.
I would say, I guess it's similar to trusting your team with playing with fouls or not, is you've got to understand your team. And some years, hey, look, we might actually get ahead of ourselves and we need that wake-up call and to lose a game here and there.
Yep.
Or are we that mentally strong that it doesn't matter, we're going to just keep winning every single game and we'll be fine, as they're looking to trap Jackson every time he gets the basketball. Casson on the inside. And another. And one.
Well, I watched the Christ versus Dilworth game. And Dilworth have, Kingston and KC a huge part of their offense. And the scout and the game plan was very, very good for Christ. Anytime that Kingston caught the ball down low, there was a double send, forced a wall up over, long bodies, things like that. And they just denied catches and made everything that Casey did really, really tough. Now, when you start taking your best player out of the game or your best players out of the game, it can really even up that contest. And Hamilton boys is smart to try and keep the ball out of a really good player's hands.
You have to do something, right?
Yeah, and the next one will be, how does Napier combat that? What can they do to get Jackson involved? Or do they just sort of believe that they can play 4-on-4 and still get the job done?
And I'm sure at points throughout the season they've seen this where Jackson's been denied either in a box-and-one or in a passive man and denying.
Did you go with any of these?
We did not, because we anticipated them playing them more than what we actually did. We anticipated qualifying, which we didn't, but we won't get into that.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, we're here commentating. This is our job.
We did try to do some things, particularly in the final of the Super 8. It did make it tougher for Jackson. Now, he still had 50. He took a lot of shots to get to 50, and he turned it over 6 times. Where we looked to put him on his left hand, looked to make him play in traffic, trying to keep him guessing whether we're actually switching or just in drops. And it's interesting because if we look at this pool, Napier 3-0, Hamilton 0-3, it's unlikely Hamilton can get out of the bottom bracket.
Yes.
And
at this rate, yes.
Unlikely that Napier, as Hamilton boys will take their second time out in the first half, will not be either top of the pool or in there 2 versus 3 play-in. So this is just pride for Hamilton boys, which is sometimes more impactful than playing for something.
Yeah, it's funny because there are people who I've spoken to here and in and around this tournament, and they talk about the results at Nats, and I don't think some people understand actually how hard it is to qualify for this tournament and do a good job year in, year out. And there's been some kind of nothing like Church College has about 1,000 titles between their boys and girls program, but it's very hard to consistently qualify at all and then be in a, like, okay, we've never been in the bottom 8, where you're always in the middle to top 8, whatever it is. It's tough. And the development program that some of these schools have is absolutely fantastic. And it's a credit to the coaches, the schools, the programs, the whānau, and everything that wraps around these athletes just to get them here and play at this level over and over and over again. So you're right, the playing for pride right now is great. But this team's here, and there are a number of teams in their region that are not. That Rotorua boys have been a very tough school over the last few years, and they didn't even qualify this year.
Yep. Same Palmy boys, New Plymouth boys have missed out the last couple of years. A few years ago, Napier boys wasn't here, and we know, last year they're runners-up, and this year they've got desires to go one better. As Jackson Ball gets the ball up top, and perhaps the first points of the game for Jackson, as Napier boys take a 5-point lead.
Well, you did mention that he was a little passive in that first quarter. Great to see him sort of start to demand the ball and be assertive.
Good finish there by Spraggan. Ability to play off 2 feet. A little pump fake that got Eddie Dick up off the ground. Finishes through the contact. Looking to trim the lead to 2. Koruto Toku. Rattles off the tupper and in.
It's a crazy thing, but free throws have won and lost a lot of teams here at this tournament games over the years.
Might be Cassin's 4th or 1st trip to the free throw line there. But you're right, I had a game yesterday, and Wellington East, Ashburton College, East foul trouble the whole game, but particularly in the first quarter where they were in the penalty for like a good 7 minutes, and a number of free throw attempts missed by Ashburton, which would have had them if they'd made even 50, 60, 70%. We're doing right in the game.
Right in the game.
But they just couldn't make their free throws, and that's those advantages in the margins is something you have to take care of, as we see Cassin make the most of his opportunity at the free throw
with
line.
The free throw line. Now, I am a big believer as a coach in the number of free throw attempts my team can create. And I think that this is something that we haven't quite figured out. A tough bucket, little paint pool, getting that one to go. But if my team can generate more free throw attempts than your team, it means we're being assertive. We're putting the referees in situations where they've got to make calls. We're putting defense under pressure. But on the flip side, my defense is not fouling you, keeping you off the free throw line, and not giving you those easy points.
We had a goal at Palmy Boys this year to shoot 80% from the free throw line.
Great little pro hop.
Yeah,
Finish.
Benji Marsh. And one, looking to retake the lead as we see the pro hop pass. Isaac Allen, Cassin in from behind and commits the header.
For some fancy footwork. Yeah, 80%. What'd you end up with?
We never got there. We never shot 80%, despite urgings of get up free throws on your own, get up free throws in practice. Our best free throw shooting performance was in our last game of the season against Fielding High School, the end of this secondary schools competition.
Yep.
And we really, I guess, we're quite often around the 60%, where if we could shoot the free throws 10, 20% better, we'd win some more games and win in more games.
Great rebound. Jackson Ball showing some athletic ability and strength there to snag that offensive rebound and get the putback.
Tough bucket. Almost could have been an and one there. There's Spraggan, who's have a nice little points tally of his own. There's Isaac, nice cut.
Great little look away. Spraggan's been tough. He and Marsh have done a fantastic job keeping Hamilton boys in this game and actually giving them a 3-point lead with 4:20 to play here in the second quarter.
Coach Daly not happy. Timeout. His first of the half. Hamilton boys high playing with all the energy and all the assertiveness. Up 42-39. As we get a close-up of the Napier bench and Coach Daly and Coach Henare just addressing a couple of issues.
And it is something that, like you mentioned, Napier could lose this game and still get through to a top spot or a 2-3 crossover. But those are the situations where potentially, you know, you want to keep that rhythm. You said they've not lost a game all year. You don't want to drop one in pool play because of some, you know, a little attention to detail type thing.
Yeah, and we know, well, I'm well aware that tournaments, pressure, can do funny things. One game sample size, you kind of don't want to be in those situations if you can avoid them. I mean, they're inevitably going to come because you get to quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals for your bracket. But if you can not put yourself there, it's certainly where you want to be.
Particularly with another game this evening. This pool B will play another round of games at 7:30 tonight to close out the day. And I say 7:30, it's sometimes a little later than that as we see the great little paint attack and floater Jackson Ball scoring.
That began out of one of Napier's floppy sets, turns into a 1-4 high, hit the high post looking for the backdoor cutter, which was Jackson.
You've seen that over and over.
Yeah, absolutely. And they anticipate it because they're denying Jackson. They're hoping they can get an easy backdoor layup, but they got the ball to Jackson on the opposite side nonetheless.
I've actually really enjoyed watching some games that play there. Hamilton boys drive in and they create the contact to try and draw a foul, but they're throwing their body. We see Ball go to work. Lovely little stutter step. Yeah. Too big, too strong.
As we see the replay here, he's broken past the double team and then straight around Clark for the and one. The opposite of the first quarter, where he was quite passive, letting his teammates do the work, and he's really taken over here in this second quarter as Napier have regained the lead.
Makes good on that free throw. Missed his early one. But yeah, as I was saying, the referees have they haven't rewarded offensive players just careening down the lane out of control.
And that's what I think needs to happen. I feel like in the past we have had a tendency to bail out of control offensive players.
And you're lucky enough to have been to some FIBA events internationally.
There's the backdoor cut off the floppy Iverson set.
There you go.
Yeah, and internationally, as we see a replay here of the 1-4 high, they didn't even run the floppy beforehand.
But it's a great action because they are, as you said, that people are trying to deny Jackson the pressure release of that backdoor cut is a great option. Delivering that pass on time, on target, finishing the three-point play.
On that, international basketball, far more contact, and we could be witness to it tonight, 8:30 p.m. New Zealand under-16 girls take on Japan.
Yes, great win last night for Liam and the team yesterday against Syria.
Absolutely, and Japanese will be a much different and tougher challenge tonight, but the girls will be given everything.
I love the Amelia's playing very well. I'm favourable to the post players, but had a couple of great games. Had a massive double-double against China, 13 and 16 rebounds, putting in work.
Nice passing there by Napier as the ball barely touched the floor and ends up in a easy shot at the two up. Nice pick and roll play, late rotations. Jackson just being big, knowing he cannot foul.
Which I'm surprised to see him playing as much as he had this quarter, particularly with that the third foul.
Clearly, Coach Daly wants to make sure that if they were to get in a deficit, it wasn't too much. And here they have a 5-point lead as the half winds down.
Little paint attack, drive kick. Hamilton boys long on that one.
Allen, ball handling duties.
A little bit of a lost handle there, but regains composure, regains the ball.
As the shot clock's at 33, which would mean someone's pushed the timeout button.
Or we've taken it back to the college days and the shot clock's now 35 seconds. Now, I know you're probably not old enough. Do you remember when the shot clock in college was 45 seconds?
No, I definitely don't remember that.
They were some long, drawn-out offenses.
Just would make the game. You couldn't even watch it. It'd be unpalpable.
So there were teams that would get an offensive rebound and run the whole 45 again. That is a long possession. 45 seconds is crazy. As we see a little bit of a referee timeout here trying to address the shot clock issue.
It's interesting. We used this Hoops Analytics company this year for our school stuff, and we sent in about a dozen games. Our average possession length across those dozen games is about 14 seconds.
Interesting. Now, is that something as a coach where you'd like to sit? Would you like to speed it up? Would you like to slow it down? Does that data mean a lot to you? Like, it's great information to have, but what are you doing with it?
Well, I think that's about the pace we want to play. We want to be quick, but in control. Typically, a fast game doesn't suit us.
Yep.
And playing against teams that pressured us and played fast, we struggled with. And teams that were more in a rhythm as ball misses his Kuruwhiwhi Turu attempt. A bit medium pace, similar to how Napier plays, actually, and that's why we probably matched up with him so well. Suits us better.
Now, with that analytics stuff, did you guys get a breakdown of scoring percentage or points per possession or anything like that with those numbers that went with? As we see Ball getting upstairs, flushing that down, two hands. Makes it look easy. It's like you back in the day.
On 6-foot hoops.
7.5. I'll give you 7.5.
Adams. Defense collapsing. The younger ball. Long.
Strong on that one.
Kuruwhiwhi Turu attempt. Ooh. Time to block up with precision there. Jackson ball. Allen. Pump fake. Drive. A lot of contact. Gets the layup to go.
Hamilton boys should run the clock out here. Play for the last shot. Something that I have seen a number of times is that time and score intelligence.
Thought that was about to go, and we'll get our second buzzer beater of the tournament.
It looked good. So great first half. Napier boys with a 5-point lead. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with some second half action shortly.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Hi, I'm Andrea from Chemist Warehouse, and we're so excited to be here to launch the initiative Hoops in Schools. We so hope our tamariki enjoy basketball as much as we do. I like my free hat! Yeah!
Hi, my name is Riley and I like these hoops because it's a great opportunity for us to learn how to play basketball. I love these hoops because everyone has fun, and then thank you Chemist Warehouse, thank you basketball. Thank you Chemist Warehouse!
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
It's time for action. We are working to reduce the impacts of climate change, side by side, with nature, with each other, through research, investment, and practical innovation. Because nature is not a resource, it's a collaborator. Nativa, leading with nature.
Oh, why are you ruining it for, Joe? Hurry up, come back here.
No, just because you're not tall enough to get on the top.
Welcome back to the show court here at Central Energy Trust Arena, where we have a tight affair between Napier boys and Hamilton boys, as we see Jackson Ball flying through the air, dunking on the Hamilton boys, but it wasn't all one-way traffic, as Hamilton boys had their own runs and even took 2 or 3 of their own leads. As we wind down our halftime break, we've got about a minute before the action returns. Miles Pearce, your thoughts on the first half?
I love the action, love the up and down. It was a close game, and I think that's the most serious I've ever seen Jimmy Hanade be and look in a basketball game for a very long time.
I thought you were about to say that was the most serious you've seen Aiden Daly, but I've seen him far more
No.
serious at times. Broken clipboards, kick chairs, you know.
Which is, he's such a calm, lovely human away from the basketball court.
Until things are not going well. But credit to Hamilton boys. They've really given Napier boys a lot here in the first half, and certainly if Napier boys have taken some bad shots, really got out in transition and converted their opportunities.
Yeah, some of those came off some long rebounds, some turnovers. So Napier boys, anytime that Napier boys, anytime they made that little mistake, I thought Hamilton boys did a very good job punishing them in transition. And we saw a couple of the Hamilton boys guys just get on the rim, force that pressure, and it was absolutely fantastic to see. And as we said, 5-point game. Hamilton boys probably given up 53, probably a few too many, but still their scoring rate is great with 48 points themselves.
Casson straight down the lane. And as we see, no bailout by the referee. And this is what we talked about. Aforementioned, you know, Hamilton get the stop. They're out in transition. Just unfortunately, it comes off the leg, as we'll see in the replay. Just loses control, as he would have had a high percentage look in the paint.
Gives Napier a chance to add to this 5-point lead here early in the third quarter.
Adams downhill, surveying. Casson in the corner. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Jackson just pulled up there, but he's probably learned his lesson from taking so many logo threes.
But if you can hit them, you take them, right? As you see Allen take and make another one.
Well, it's percentage based, right? How many can he actually make as a good percentage? He can definitely hit them. Seen it in person too many times. Nice little Gortat screen by Clark, but the layup unable to go by Parao, and that allows, great pass.
Great pass. I prefer to call that the Homic, because Mike, I know it was NBA player Gortat that was very, very good, but I saw Mike Homic do that over and over again here in the Sal's NBL.
As there's an early timeout called by Hamilton Boys High, clearly not after the start they were looking for. And we've reached half-time in the other Pool B matchup of importance, and St. Pat's Silverstream still hold a lead, 37-26, an 11-point lead over Mount Maunganui, a low-scoring affair over on Court 4. That's also been broadcast on Whakata Māori, who we thank for their partnership over the 6 days of this national tournament, allowing people who are unable to travel to watch their teams, watch their alamata, watch their whānau from around the motu.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic job just putting out more basketball, and this wouldn't happen, this event wouldn't happen without the volunteers doing benches, Sport Manawatu, Basketball Manawatu, great support from Foot Locker, Apollo Projects, Caltex, Bailey's. You know, a huge thank you to everyone who is involved and supports basketball as we continue to grow the game around the country.
Yeah, absolutely. All we need is the government to get on board and help fund some of these things and help reduce the costs. And
well, you're lucky. You're going to be going to Samoa in December with the Junior Tall Ferns, and it is and you've been to multiple FIBA events over the last few years, which is great. You see a little split action. Little X action, throws the ball into the back of a Napier leg, but Napier boys turn it right back over. And it's really tough when, you know, some of these athletes get the congratulations letter, and included with that is the invoice to represent your country at a junior level. So it is tough, and there are some great people who support our athletes. But you're right, it is particularly with some unbelievable results on the world stage the last couple of years. Great break from Napier boys, pushing that lead out to 12.
And Eddie Dick using his right hand. I mean, that was more impressive. Casson a little over-aggressive there, committing the hutter as the lead's pushed out to 12.
Trying to sort of almost shoot that gap as that little handoff happens.
As Will Guerin and Benji Marsh set to check in for Hamilton Boys High.
And Marsh did a great job coming off the bench, and you know, we spoke about that in the first half. He is one of their talented players. Definitely can score, we saw that. So how does he now impact the game after a couple of minutes observing how this third quarter has started?
Parai up top. Thought better of the wheeling Clark.
Allen able to take that away. Napier boys looking to extend this 12-point lead.
Putting Jackson on his left hand, just surveying the floor. He'll stay with Napier boys, baseline out. See what. Watch for a Jackson turn and seal under the basket here. Oh, we've got the old eyes action. Got the mismatch down low. Jackson ball a little frustrated, not getting the bucket to drop there.
That was a great little strip and hand in from Jackson Ball getting the deflection. Unfortunately for the Napier defensive possession, Hamilton boys picked up that deflection. And end up at the foul line.
This will be Gurin's trip to the Korototoku. First one to go. Another benefit of playing on the show court throughout, as we see a close-up of Gurin's kicks supporting the purple and peach. One of the benefits of playing on the show court, hey, this is where the semis and the finals are going to be. Get used to the lighting, the rims. May come
in handy.
Yeah.
Not all courts are created equal in the world. Absolutely. Even though the rims are the same height and everything's the same size here. 9 courts operating.
Yeah. Certainly the biggest tournament in the country is a nice little dish from Ball, and Eddie Dick finishes it off. Leads out to 13. Just steadily growing here. Going to need a response from Hamilton boys.
And Hamilton boys been able to get the penetration that they did. Napier starting to switch a lot. There's no real big bigs out there for Napier boys at the moment, but there's no real small guards either, as we see another great inside finish from Napier boys.
And that the Napier don't really have any big bigs. Certainly Eddie Dick, number 6, plays as their centre, their screener, their rebounder, their interior presence. And while he's probably the same height as Isaac Allen, Isaac Allen's probably more of a perimeter-based player, particularly on offense.
But just that ability to be able to switch and negate some of the actions from Hamilton boys has paid dividends here in the third as they've been able to stretch this lead out to 15.
More subs here for Hamilton boys high this time. Nikoya checking in. Spraggan back at that. Korototoku short off the top of the first. So we see new Tauranga Girls College make their way into the gym, who will be taking the show court next.
Just in the background there. Missed 2 free throws, but managed to grab the rebound as we see Ball finishing upstairs with ease. Makes it look easy.
Bit of a business decision there by Gurin not to attempt to block that shot.
Would you jump?
No.
I'm not jumping.
I can't even.
Actually, 1,000 years ago, I might have jumped at that. But
oh, you definitely would have jumped it in your prime of your career. Tough and one, Spraggan. As we see the replay of the dunk. And you kind of, Gurin kind of was like, oh, maybe, and no, actually, I'm going to be a little bit too late.
Now, with the amount of guys rolling around in the blue vest doing some highlight stuff and capturing some things for social media, you probably don't want to be on the end of that one. And there's so many.
I tell you what, first day, me and Greg commentating Shirley Boys Rosmini.
Yes.
And towards the end of the game, Campbell from Shirley Boys, athletic big, little breakaway, and Sam Law, unfortunately, of Rosmini jumped, and it was a proper poster.
It was a good one?
It was a proper poster.
I might have to talk to Kainola Poe, who's been doing some stuff for Rosmini. His brother Cooper is playing for them. He might have captured that one. I'll have to see if I can check that out. And if I can't find it there, I'll come back to the Whakata Māori replay and watch it there.
Marsh down the lane, spinning, can't get that one to go. Good rebound by Clark. It's the reverse.
The stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, just staying at the 13-point mark here as Allen gets it knocked out from behind by Gurin.
Once again, Hamilton boys taken advantage of that little turnover. And they've done a very good job when they've been able to turn Napier boys over. Yeah. They just haven't done it enough.
If you're scouting Napier just off this one game, you'd say, look, that's acceptable in transition.
Yep.
They've not done a good job today.
And the night of day 2 This is the first game for these guys, day 3. This is when the legs, lungs and minds start to go.
Now, I noticed something this morning, Miles, as I got a little workout in myself at a local gym.
I didn't see you there. Oh, that's right, because you went to the gym and I didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
So Napier boys had the foresight to plan ahead to get some massage, some therapy work. I saw Eddie Dick, I saw Jackson Ball, and I'm sure some others would have filtered through. Just getting some sport massages.
Did you then jump on a table to take advantage of their good planning?
I mean, I would have, but I'm not. They probably would have charged me as well.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Pay for it. But I thought, I saw Coach Daly this morning, and I mentioned to him, he's like, yeah, just, some of that preventative maintenance and understanding it's a long week. And I said, I wonder how many other teams were that proactive to organise something because they're not from this city or this region to talk to people, find something out. Hey, can we get some time booked in around our games to ensure that these athletes can perform at a high level for 6 days in a row?
Now, and for some of these teams, it'll be 7 games in 6 days. For some, it will be 8 games on the boys' side. Now, that's
potentially 9.
That's a lot of games.
No, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot of games in 6 days.
Sweet Allen hits another quarter 50 toru.
Now, after the first 3 that he hit, you got to do something defensively to adjust and really run him off the line.
Well, it's interesting. Like Hamilton have played them at least once this year. They should know that what Allen does best is he shoots threes.
And it's just those adjustments. And there are some kids that I've seen that you can see that they can shoot the ball, but the streaky shooters, you might leave them as a little jump behind the back pass doesn't go.
Adams by himself looks to attack and he gets the layup to go.
Adams by himself didn't need anyone else. 1 on 3.
No, I thought he looked to dribble it out, but he's like, nah, I want to get a shot up. So almost 8, leads out to 18. It was 5 at the break. It's out to 18. And Napier really starting to put the clamps on. We talked that. Hamilton boys had a solid 48 points at the half, but really only 9 in 7.5 minutes. Probably not going to cut it, particularly if they want to eat into this lead.
And they have created a couple of really good looks, some shots at the rim, a couple of good kickouts, but it's a make or miss league, and as they say for just about every league and competition in the world, and right now Napier boys are making a whole lot more.
Well, that's basketball, right? You're going to make the shots to win the game.
Yeah, I do love, I saw a thing, and it's a defense wins championships, sells a lot of T-shirts, but the realistic thing is effective field goal percentage wins championships. It just doesn't sound as cool on a T-shirt.
Rebounds win championships.
Yes.
Now either they're going to go in or they're not. Yeah. And if they don't go in, you've got to get the rebound.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of the rebounding.
Yeah. Control the boards, control the game.
Yep. Lucky enough to do some coaching with Nick Horvath, who's working with you at Palmy Boys. And when we coach together, we talk about there's about a half a dozen rebound titles between the two of us. I just don't like to say that Nick's got 5 of those half dozen.
Hey, your name will be on the record books forever, mate. Don't worry about that. Napier into their zone. Marsh baseline and the long limbs of Case Ball, who's got a slightly different build to his brother. He's certainly a lot longer.
And Allen knocking down maybe his 5th 3 for the game.
Quarter Fifi Toru, number 5. Number 4.
Here they are in this little bit of a zone, 2-3 zone, to try and throw Hamilton boys out of sync successfully.
And they'll probably be quite passive because, according to my memory, which is not always 100% right, they haven't had many. Quarter 50, not quite. Heat check.
Yep.
Hamilton boys, I don't believe, have hit many threes. They hit 1 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, they've probably only hit a couple in this game, and I have seen some teams on both boys and girls sides come out and play zone the entire game. whether that's a strategy. I like what Napier are doing with some change-up of defense to keep things going. But there's some of the zones I've seen this week so far have been a little bit passive at times, not like the Syracuse, unbelievable. They thrive on that and recruit the body types to that. But
Yep.
I am a big fan of a zone. But as more of a change-up, I'm primarily a man-to-man guy myself.
Yeah, I'm similar. My base defense is typically always man, and our zones will be a change-up, and depending on the calibre and length or athleticism of the athletes will dictate what type of zone. But I would say throughout the year we would be 66 to 75% man as Hamilton boys hit their own kura whiwhi toru. And then the zone as a change-up.
Yep, there's that zone buster.
2 for 1, case ball.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's a very short 2 for 1, but I do like the intent. Particularly if Hamilton boys shoot this a little quicker.
There it is. Probably if you're Hamilton boys, you have to take the last shot there. You don't want to get this guy because he can knock this down. Oof, just long.
And to the Napier boys, Jackson Ball shooting that one, almost looking off his teammate. It's like, hey, I was open.
He did another dribble. He could have taken another dribble.
Yeah.
I always tell my boys at school, all the girls I coach for the junior Dolphins, you've got about, for every second he's on the clock, you've got about enough time to take a dribble.
Yeah.
So he had about 10 seconds when he caught the rebound. So if you go quickly, you got a solid at least 7 or 8 dribbles. You could go a step or two closer.
At the speed I move, I can get from the baseline to almost the 3-point line in 10 seconds.
Now, Jackson certainly has the range to hit it from half court. But he could have made it a little bit easier. However, Napier boys go into the final quarter 80 to 59. They won the third quarter 27-11. Very consistent with their scoring throughout this quarters, 27, 26, 27. Whereas the defense, the longer this game goes, the better it gets, as Hamilton boys have been restricted to 11 after scoring 22 and 26 respectively in the second and first quarter.
And as we spoke about earlier in the game, there are a number of teams here that can put in some very good performances, for a quarter or a half against some of the top teams. But, everything regresses to the mean eventually, and that defense holding the team to just 11 points in a quarter at this level is very tough to do, and Napier have done it a number of times already, even though it's day 3.
Looking over to court 4, the other Pool B matchup, St. Pat's Silverstream still holding a reasonably healthy lead over Mount Maunganui College, which will shake up the pool standings, assuming that there's no comeback here by either Hamilton boys or Mount Maunganui. Court 4 just running slightly behind where we're at here on the show court here in Fly Palmy Arena.
We're no nonsense. We run a tight ship. Try and keep it on time as possible. There was a slight change up in courts. I believe court 3 had it has been raining here in what is normally the sunniest place in New Zealand, Palmerston North. But there was a bit of a leak on court 3, I believe, and one of those games got shifted. But apart from that, everything else has been on time.
Yeah, it's been quite humid, and so I think they had to turn the AC on yesterday because the courts were getting a bit slippery, and then, condensation. So there's always something to deal with, but
stupid weather. Why can't we control this?
The tournament organisers doing a hell of a job. Has got some sort of
just discussion around.
I always see an extra point has been added to Hamilton boys. So they're just sorting something out there. Is the score update from Court 4, Silverstream 49, Mount Maunganui College 33. As we see another bucket hit by Taylor Ford to stretch it out to 19. They've got about 3 minutes to go left in the third quarter.
and it's a tough matchup across the board. There are some very tough pulls on this boys' side.
Yeah, well, the way it worked out, well, if we think back to Winter Tournament Week, the New Zealand under-16 boys were at their Asia Cup. As we see another backdoor dunk, not as clean as the one we saw earlier in the first half, but
No, but that was a very similar looking play to the one that created that dunk in the first half.
The New Zealand under-16 boys were at their Asia Cup in Mongolia. So some of the top New Zealand Year 11, Year 12s were not playing with their school teams, which perhaps could have skewed some of the results.
Well, example, Christ College were missing a player and their head coach.
Yep.
Managed to make it through, I believe, in 5th place. But they are a very talented group, and even more talented when you get your man in charge back.
As Zeke Ashby makes the right-handed layup. 20-point lead for Napier boys. Casson is short off the tupper.
You're just missing Cleves, aren't you? New Plymouth boys coach. Throwing that out there.
A little bit of elevator here. Oh, we get the duck in.
Elevate the ducking.
Well, that's the read, right? If you've got Napier, if they've got a lengthy or a strong defender on Jackson, he'll just go through the elevator. But if you're half asleep, he'll turn and look for that seal. And the defender guarding the ball should never even let the pass go that direction. Protect the basket first.
I love the shoulds. Shouldn'ts. They're the greatest part of basketball, right?
You shouldn't help strong side corner either, but sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it does happen.
Marsh. Oh, contested. Called a Fifi Toru, but it's butter. Back to 17.
We mentioned that the Hamilton boys haven't knocked down many threes, but they've come alive here. He hit a couple. As Ball tries to answer.
It's a tough going to his left. A little bit off balance. Allows Marsh. 5-0 run here.
I've been impressed with Marsh, his ability to score the ball and make an impact off the bench as we see him snag that rebound, and he's off to the races again.
3 stops in a row by Hamilton boys. Easy. Oh, he just loses it out of bounds there, but some momentum in the short term for Hamilton boys.
And in these situations where they have started this little mini run, sometimes it's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th stop that you really need to get and create. As we say, a deep 3 attempted by Allen off the back of the tupper.
I dare say Coach Aidan Daly's probably not happy with some of the shot selection.
This is where I was going. Way to read my mind, man. It's like we've hung out once or twice before and we know cycloptic, ESPN, whatever you want to call it. But you're right, the shot selection, particularly the shot selection in certain situations. Like the Hamilton boys just had 3 stops, and on the 3rd stop, they end up turning the ball over, which is unfortunate because they want to try and peg this back as quickly as possible, but sometimes quick isn't the way to go about it.
So it's 6 possessions in a row where they haven't scored. That possession I'm fine with, was at the rim, but a couple of earlier ones, off balance, quick shots, and your lead's back to 13.
And those are always really tough ones as a coach, where a player might be feeling good, so they'll just shoot it. Unfortunately, you've got to try and create great shots and take away from it's not a bad shot.
7 stops in a row. Unfortunately, again, we just see Hamilton boys just a little bit of an errant pass at the feet of Spraggan, unable to control it. Ball goes back to.
And as you said,
Napier.
7 stops in a row, and 2 or 3 of those have been turnovers.
Certainly a bit more energy here from Hamilton boys, has controlled the momentum of the last 3 minutes. Jackson onto his left. Allen turns down an open three to make a much tougher shot, and he hits nothing but glass.
But that's 8 stops in a row now. Hamilton boys really turning up the defensive pressure. What can they generate and create here on this offensive possession?
Number one, calling out number one. Zone defense here. Bit of a coach killer. They're doing such a great job on defense, forcing Napier into violations, quick shots, but some sloppy turnovers. And they could have had this lead under 10. Plenty of time to go as well.
Oh, it's just 7:01, but 8 stops in a row, 3, maybe 4 of those possessions offensively turnovers. They're doing the work. They've got to reward themselves.
And Hamilton back into the press, and sometimes as a change-up, it's not always what you want, because see the ball barely touch the floor as it ends up in the basket. Good press break. Marsh.
And there's no
52.
defense. There's no defense that's going to stop everything. So I like the fact that they're trying to speed up the game, get a couple of extra possessions, but that pressure gave up the layup. Sorry. As we see, well short on that attempt.
Casson, right place, right time. Short on the Kurafifi Toru, but uncontested layup. Back-to-back baskets for Napier boys.
With the offensive rebound, earning that extra possession and score there.
Eddie Dick very good on the glass. Adams in transition. Soft off the glass.
And just like that, back-to-back scores really settles the ship for Napier boys as we get under 6 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
The lead started off at 20. It's back to 16. We've stood the little run of Hamilton.
And Hamilton boys, as we mentioned, did a great job defensively. 8 stops in a row. They just really couldn't take advantage of that great defense and turn that into some scoreboard pressure.
The hara committed by Adams. Ashby returns. Long of Parai. Intercept. Wolf.
And that unlucky there. A little unlucky. I thought that was a pretty good deflection.
Isaac Allen takes a break. Lennox Singh in for Napier boys. Hamilton just rolling the ball in, saving an extra couple of seconds. Playing catch-up basketball. Marsh. Oh, nifty finish. Begs the question. Wonder why he started on the bench. And you want him out there for large chunks of the game.
There are some guys who just do prefer to let the game sort of come to them and sort of watch the opening a little bit. And it was maybe 3 minutes before he checked into the game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just interesting, huh? I wonder. However, 14 points, just a shade under 5 minutes to go. Ball surveying. Here comes 3 to Jackson. Probably shouldn't have 3 players on him. It's Hamilton into rotation. Singh with the runner. In and out. Eddie Dick.
You mentioned just a moment ago how effective he was on the glass and earning an extra possession for Napier boys there.
Well, he was one of the reasons why we had to change our ball screen defense. We were aggressive at the start of the season at Palmy boys, and he kept getting behind our defense and killing us on the boards as Jackson ball hits another contested Kurafifi Toru.
Deep 3, showing the range.
Tough pull up. He is feeling it. Benji Marsh, Kurafifi Toru, right back at you, Jackson.
The great answer.
Stop here by Hamilton. Oh, little extra pass there, Marsh.
Thought that may have been a little too unselfish at that, but Hamilton boys.
Got it to 12.
Great ball movement, yes. Finally taking advantage of the defensive effort they're putting in.
Been a heck of a response by Hamilton. It's hard to see how they haven't won a game so far playing like this.
They have been in a very tough pool as we see another offensive rebound by Deck.
Yeah, if you get lucky enough that Jackson misses those shots, you've got to finish it off with the rebound. As we see the deep three. Salutes, the 3 fingers in the air, and we've got a timeout. And we see at the other angle of Jackson's almost with the heels on the logo, but that is well beyond NBA range.
Which is almost your range.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time? There we go.
One Jackson will be applying his trade for the Wisconsin Badgers next year. Well, before that, he's actually heading over to Illawarra at the conclusion of, I believe, his exams coming up as a development player, and then next season with the the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yes, and there may be a little bit of a, depending on when he goes, he could go, depending if he goes semester, summer school, or waits till the August sort of start of school in America. We may even see him back in the Sal's NBL going from the Hawks back to the Hawks.
Hawks,
yeah.
Badgers.
From the Illawarra Hawks to the Bay Hawks, where he is representing Napier boys at the moment. But what a great program Napier boys have had with a number of athletes. You know, so Harry, as we mentioned, in the States, Maz is in the States, part of that great run last year, losing in the final, unfortunately, to Christ College.
In a very tight game as well. Quite often you get to the finals and one team just blows out another. But last year we were privy to a tight affair. Christ College only getting up by 3 points. It's Allen's check straight back in, shapes for a Kurawhiti Toru. 3, long, deep, 3. And is fouled. Coach killer. Shot clock running out. Jackson's always going to shoot it.
Now, as a coach, that's a tough 3. You're almost willing to live with him knocking down one with his heels almost on the jump ball circle.
Yeah, that was deeper than the replay one we just showed on the broadcast.
Yeah, he was pretty much even with the Whakata Māori sign there. You can let him shoot that one without jumping into him.
Yeah, you got to even regardless of actually 3-point shooters, you got to contest mirror hand and
Yes.
make sure that there's just no chance that you crash into them, because it could have been Hamilton ball with a chance to get it to 10 or 9. As now Ball's made his first 2 quarter-toe tukus and a chance to make his third to push it back to 15 as they just try and get the sweat off the court. Ball working hard, so as he took it up, get some sweat.
Ball's working hard, watching his teammates do the greatest little towel shuffle I've seen.
In sync. Casson and Allen. Safety first.
And in true point guard fashion, Adams is there just directing them and telling them what to do and how to do it.
Third of the toru. As we see court for a little bit of a run by Mount Maunganui, got the lead under 10.
It's just over 7.5 to play in that game, just over 3 minutes here in this game.
Marsh gets the zone, little ball screen. That's a tough shot. Probably want a higher quality look if you're getting...
He might be feeling good because he's knocked down a couple of tough ones, got to the rim, scored, knocked down some threes. That's the guy you do not want to leave open, but almost getting lucky on that situation.
Got to get the board though. Tough pass, the Luka Doncic pass. Ball, shapes to shoot, down the lane. Oof. Thought he was going to throw that one down, but
Yeah,
it takes
went up with murderous intent.
the hoop and the harm. And a potential 10-point lead is almost back to 20. And time is not on the side of Hamilton boys.
No, they have done, Napier have done a very good job just breaking the road. Every time Hamilton boys has gone on a run, as we see the replay here. But it's been really tough every time Hamilton has done a good job defensively, got on a little bit of run. Napier just seemed to have a very timely bucket, great stop, whatever it might be, just to keep that game and that lead
and
in their favour.
The only time that Napier have struggled to score was that kind of 2.5, 3 minute stretch at the start of this quarter where they 8 or 9 stops in a row.
Yes.
Hamilton got, but more so probably from some poor shot selection from Napier. But better shot selection now, and Hamilton have to play a bit more erratically as they understand that time's running down. A nice rip from Ashby, and he gets the layup to go.
And that's the tough part of this. They've had some opportunities to cut that lead under 10, and right now they've got to figure out a way with 2:04 on the clock. They've got to figure out a way to generate more possessions for them, so they've got an opportunity to score. Try and get to the foul line where they can knock down some shots and earn some points at the stripe without the clock running. Unfortunately, it's the flip side right now as Napier are on the line. And Jackson Ball can't make that one and extend the lead.
Yeah, they're in the bonus here. Napier boys, so any aggressiveness from Hamilton that is deemed illegal by the referees, it will be shooting free throws for the remainder of the game. As we see 3 substitutions, Jackson will take a well-earned rest, along with Isaac Allen and Barlon Carson, all performing very well throughout the game. And Napier will stay in their zone, looking to make Hamilton take some long possessions and get out of Dodge with a victory.
Great footwork there, great little pro hop. I do like the way Marsh plays off 2 feet, plays with some poise. Napier turning the ball over.
Little rugby pass, little Ashby with the O board again. Back-to-back buckets for Ashby, but the outlet for Napier. Back-to-back turnovers for Napier. Long off the tapa, the Kurafifi Turu attempt.
Thought he had a clean look, jumped to shoot it, and then the defender came from behind. Sort of just threw that down, unfortunately. And now that wasn't the action that was deemed illegal. It was the touch afterwards. If he'd let his own teammate come and grab it.
Singh in the backcourt. Middle ball screen. Floater game, strong. Marsh, the baseline, Steve Nash probe. Ashby. Kurafifi Toru, back to 13, just run out of time here, Hamilton boys, for any sort of realistic comeback. They've played admirably the whole game though, and it's, they'll pick up some wins here in this tournament if they keep playing like this, that's for sure.
Yeah, it really was just that third quarter. This fourth quarter's been a lot closer, but it was that third quarter. Great defensive effort from Napier boys, holding them just 11 points. And that's really been the ball game. Everything else has been pretty tight. Every other quarter's been pretty tight.
You can see the talent that Benji Marsh possesses and a number of his teammates, working hard in the right areas.
Now, I believe he's young enough to be back here next year as well. I'm pretty sure Benji Marsh is not a year 13. I'll have to double, triple check that.
Eddie Deck on the boards.
He is crafty on the glass. Just finds ways to get tips, keep the ball going, and we heard that slap from up here. That was a pretty easy whistle for the officials to make.
As Napier boys have eclipsed 100 points. Yeah, I think some other standouts for Hamilton boys were certainly Zeke Ashby's had a good game. Spraggan, very effective. The Pardai brothers hit shots. So, this afternoon's games for Pool B. Napier boys take on Mount Maunganui College.
Who've done a fantastic job. Just a quick update on that one. They are a few minutes behind here. They have just tipped a bucket in to cut the lead to 2 with 3:49 to play. So same pool, 62-60. St. Pat Silverstream is up, and that's a big one to see who can finish potentially second in the pool.
Hamilton boys will play Kashmir at 7:30 p.m. while Silverstream will take on Pukekohe. But the question remains, will Napier boys be playing Mount Maunganui for top spot, or will Silverstream pull this out? As we say farewell here on Fly Palmy Arena, Napier boys dominate for the large part of the game against a valiant Hamilton boys and remain undefeated. Farewell from myself, Ryan Doubledam, and Miles Pearce. Stay tuned though, we have another game, Tauranga Girls College taking on St. Kitts in the not too distant future. Mā te wā.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough time. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
You found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Who is Israel Adesanya? He's the middleweight champion of the world. I go Pete.
Don't want to boast, but we do lead the way in a lot of areas.
When they hit the stage, it's like, wow.
Yeah, that was a bit controversial back in the day.
I'm an addict, but I didn't think it would be this hard.
Kind of a bit funny when people say to me, oh, what are the boys up to? And I'm like, oh, hang on, I'll just get out my phone and have a look.
How do we do something that we think we've lost, but maybe we haven't?
There's always going to be times when I'm tempted.
Natural history all around, you just can't avoid stepping on it.
Just thought it was a man's job.
I would go back to my hotel room and I'd be broken.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war.
This is the future.
It's hard to explain the feeling walking in the footsteps of your ancestors.
The matariki season of Paki Pūmika Aotearoa.
Ki Māori Plus. E te ti e te tā e hoa mā nau mai hoki mai anō ki te papa ioia ki tēnei. Te kēmu tua toru o te rā. He kēmu tino hikaka kei te haere ko taubi taku ingoa kua hau tētahi o ngā kai whakapāho mō te kēmu nei. Kei tōku taha ko taku hoa ko Ryan. Kia ora everyone and welcome back to Palmerston North with what promises to be an incredibly exciting matchup. I've got Ryan alongside me. Ryan, two very strong teams here, top of the table clash. What are you seeing in this one?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the ladder up in front of us, and Tauranga Girls, St Kentigern College, 3-0 undefeated, looking to go top of their pool. I was privy to Tauranga Girls yesterday afternoon as they dismantled Ashburton College. So this promises to be an entertaining affair, and hopefully it can one up the game that you've just come from.
Absolute stormer. For those of you who are watching down on court 4, must apologise if my voice is starting to go a little bit. Te tata te hikaka hoki o te whakamutunga o taua Kēmu. We saw Mount Maunganui get up on St Pat. So if this game can carry even a fraction of the intensity and excitement what we've just witnessed downstairs, it will be an absolute fantastic spectacle. As we take a look at the lineups, the Tuatahi Tauranga Girls, Story Sadler, Grayson Parahi, Palace, Hokianga, Taku Aroha, Ruby Jones, Aliyah Barton, Jayla Teki, Annie Lynch, Kaya Kereyama, Vai Aukuso, Ali Fowler, Minoneti Leha, me te kaiako James Patea, kaiako Tuarua, assistant coach Dustin Sadler, and their manager Dai Kahura, Tino Kaha, Taiwa Tima, really strong team.
Yeah, and just on the Tauranga Girls College, Palace Hokianga has already represented the Tall Ferns, not just her age group, but the open class women, a couple of times over the last few seasons. So really lucky to have her at this tournament, the calibre that she brings. So we're looking to see what she can instill in her team against this St Kentigern College, who consists of Maima Forster, Giselle Forster, Ashley Tumailu, Charlotte Yock, Mishka McClister, Miriama Watini, Kilani May Tui Tuno, Rosabella Ward, Jeanette Tumailu, Georgia Dixon, Yasmin Braid, Tuilasu Lologa, coached by Darcy Finnegan and assisted by Amanda Waymint.
Aira, ko tētahi o aku tino hoa, he tauira o mua o tēnei kura. One of my good mates up in Tāmaki, actually, Tiffany Thompson, an old girl of St Kent. She came down here and played a couple national championships with them in 2022 and 2023. The St Heliers sniper, as we like to call her. She may be blonde, but man, she was sharp on the court. Be interesting to see whether some of that legacy hangs around the St Kent's team. No doubt she left a serious mark on the program. As we see ngā tima e rua, e uruana ki te kōti I tēnei wā, kaha te ngāo, kaha te hikaka kei roto I ngā kai tākaro katoa. Engari, koera te āhuatanga o ēnei rangatahi I rātau e tākaro ana ki tēnei kōti pai rawa atu, ka piki te wairua. As we see both teams coming on with plenty of energy, plenty of excitement, but that's what happens when you play in venues like this and games as important as this. It really does lift those spirits.
And we'll just take note of our team in grade. Today we have Olivia Murray from Tauranga Basketball and Austin Pickard from Harbour. As the action about to get underway, we have Kalani May and Ruby Jones about to contest the tip. And Tauranga the first possession. Hokianga on the left. Sadler back to Hokianga.
Kuru whiwhi toru mai te tope ngāwari noa. It's matai tēnei Kemu, you were not joking around when you were hyping her up. Oh my goodness, Palis Hokianga, too easy from the three-point line.
Youngest tall fern ever. Credit Mike Williamson for that.
Seriously strong. Engari, maha ngā whetū kei tēnei tima St. Kentigans hoki. Kia matara ki te nama te kaumā rima. Ko Kalani mai tui nau. Be well aware of the amount of star power that the St. Kitts team brings as well. Tui nau underneath the hoop. Real good physical presence. Plenty of skill set on display from number 13, Ashley Tuia Maialu. No reira, e te iwi. There may be some strength on the Tauranga side, but my goodness, is this going to be good on both ends of the court.
Yeah, we just see Tiki with a nice little penetration, turnaround jumper. As Ahara committed. The number 8 to be Story Sadler's first personal foul.
Me mihi atu hoki ki te tohunga ko tai mai ki tēnei ruma. And our thanks also and our greetings to the mentor, the teacher, the expert that has just arrived in the commentary booth to listen to us. Greg, no doubt here to give me some quick tips on my commentary, as you've heard he's been doing across the broadcast this week. Truly one of the stars of this week's coverage as he laughs. He knows it himself.
Yeah, just number 13 there, Ashley Tumaialu just left for the ball screen a little bit early before Kalani May was set, and the offensive foul called on Kalani May. St. Kitts struggling to get into the offensive early, a little bit stagnant as Parahi catches the ball inside, and a lovely step through, but cannot get the shot to drop off the dapa.
So we see St. Kitts, hoki ana mā, te kaumā toru through Ashley Tumaialu, looking to come back up the court and winning the foul as well. Some great physicality on display early in this first quarter.
Jayla Tiki caught with the hand on the cookie jar. Right there, Jayla Tiki, a reserve for both the New Zealand under 16 and under 17 girls team. The New Zealand under 16s competing tonight again after a strong win over Syria. They played Japan, 8:30 New Zealand time. A far more favourable time to watch our girls overseas compete.
Lovely work there. Mai te nama te kaumā rima. Lovely work from number 15. Kalani Mai tui nau under the hoop there, winning the foul for her team. As we said at the start of the game, a serious physical presence underneath the hoop for the St. Kitts side. Not surprising to see her causing some problems early for the Tauranga defence.
I tell you what, team, thoroughly enjoying sitting here in the background and listening to your beautiful dulcet tones. You've got a couple of the greats. Ryan Dubb, not his first time in the commentary booth, not his first rodeo, but it is Rangatira Toby Fleming's first attempt at this, and isn't he doing a stellar job, folks? Just a wee cameo from me. Hand it back to you, fellas.
Lovely little feature there from Greg himself.
One Greg Elliott as St. Kentigans, the and one. This time the hara committed by Palis Hokianga. Jayla Tiki takes an early seat. She's got two of her own haras already.
Gotta say, I wouldn't mind if the nickname Rangatira Fleming could hang around. It's probably one of the better ones I've heard. As we now have Te Nama Te Kaumā Toru or St. Kitts Tua Maialu from the free throw line. Drains it.
Nothing but net on the Kuruto Tuku. I believe the scores should be 5-all. Let's just wait for them to update as Hokianga misses the runner. And there's a scrap underneath. Kalani May secures the tudapa. A lot of dribbling there by St. Kitts. An errant pass.
Not quite able to link up in the end. Engari he tohu pai tērā mai tētai o ngā whetū o tēnei tima o St. Kitts. Te hikaka, te tere hoki o ngā tāko. Tonu o tonuwana I tēnei haufā tuatahi. Plenty of energy, plenty of speed in the plays thus far in this first quarter. Great signs there from honestly one of the stronger players from the St. Kitts team.
As Story Sadler goes to work in the post, and she'll earn herself 2 trips to the free throw line. Coach Finnegan looking for a substitution as Tu'maialu, the sister. Jeanette subs on.
Tērā pēr koera tētahi wero mā ngā kaiako o tauranga ai. Me pēhea rātau e whakamahi pai, engari e tiaki tonuana I ngā whetū o tēnei tima, pēra I te nama whā Palus Hokianga. That might be a challenge for these tauranga coaches. Obviously, as we get later and later into the week, how do they, well, use well, but also preserve stars like Hokianga and look to their bench and the depth of talent they have available to them to really try and extend their team's ability to play as deep into this tournament as they can?
Yeah, I think with the girls team only having 20 teams, as we see another koro whiwhi toru from Hokianga, you can't leave it that wide open. They're only looking at 8 games over 7 days. Sorry, 7 games over 7 days. So, and some of these blowout wins when you can manage some minutes and perhaps some off-court treatment, they'll be able to get to the end with a bit in the tank, I dare say, as Tauranga takes an early 12-3 lead and it forces another turnover from the St. Kitts ladies.
Nai nei. Ko te nama waru mai I Tauranga. Story Sadler whakahaere ana I te whakaekinga, sorting out that attack, directing her troops around, goes back into the middle. Tērā pēr he kurua nō kei te haere. Wouldn't be surprised to see some more shooting from Palus Hokianga. Lovely drive there. Ki te tūkohu mai te nama te kaumārua from number 12, Grayson Parahi. Draws the hara as well. Nō reira ka timata a Tauranga mai te paipito.
Interesting ball screen defense on their last possession. They're squeezing it under on Hokianga, which after her last 2 kura whiwhi torus, you're not sure that's probably the right idea with an ability to step behind the screen and knock it down.
Aira kia tūpato rātou ki te wero ki ngā renga kuru o Palus Hokianga. Definitely need to be aware of the sharp shooting hands of Palus Hokianga. Engari, koera te rereketanga o ngā tima pai ki ngā tima tino pai. Me pēhea te hōhonutanga, te whānuitanga o te pūmanawa kei tō pai. That will be the difference between the good teams and the great teams this week. Not just the stars, but how much talent do you have to your bench? So it is important, yes, for St. Kitts to cut out players like Hokianga, but they cannot sleep on the rest of this Tauranga side, bringing such a depth of talent to this game.
Yeah, yesterday Parahi, who just shot the kura whiwhi toru, showed that she's a strong shooter, however, comes up wide left on her first attempt. St. Kitts ball. Tu'maialu serving.
He tātou e rongo ana I te pai o St. Kitts, ka whakatena te nana.
Kalani May going to work, strong move.
Wanting the foul, not getting it. Nō reira kōkiri ana ki te tūkohu. Lovely little upper number there from number 13, te nama te kaumātoru mai St. Kitts, Tu'maialu.
Not often do you see a scoop shot like that as a floater as the Jets are turned on by Hokianga. Unorthodox, but effective nonetheless.
Loving that matchup, Tu'maialu and Hokianga. 2 real attacking threats taking each other on directly here. E ai ki te kaiwa wao pai tērā mau pōro. Nō reira mai pai tērā nā ngā kaiarai o Tauranga.
Jump ball force there by Parahi. Will stay with St. Kitts. Inside to Kalani May. Drop step. And draws the hara. Ruby Jones. Illegal guarding position. 2 chances for Kalani May. Tuino at the free throw line.
Aira, koera tētahi wero mā tēnei tima mai Tāmaki Makaurau. Ko taiwa āputa, he iwa ngā piro I tēnei wā. Ko te mea nui me pēhea rātau. E āhua whakapōturi I tēnei ngaru o Tauranga. that gap already at 9 points. Long way to go, but we know that momentum can be so important in these big matches. How do the girls from Auckland look to slow down that Tauranga wave and keep it close in this first quarter?
Well, the biggest thing, and we've talked about this in previous games, you take great looks offensively, it allows you transition defense, but we've acknowledged that there's some serious talent on this Tauranga girls team, particularly with Hokianga, but you've got Story Sadler, Jayla Teki, Parahi, who are really good at getting downhill.
So we see Te Wāhiki, Takwaroha, Maia, St. Kitts. We see the huddle in the St. Kitts corner. No doubt their coach, Te Ra Kaiako, ko Darcy Finnegan, e hoa atu ana i etahi mātauranga ki ana Kai Tākaro, looking to give some mātauranga to her players.
Perhaps a change-up for Coach Darcy Finnegan would be an extended zone. You take away the koroto toko attempts and funnel them to Kalani May as the shot blocker. And get them to try and play in the mid-range, which usually they're a little bit less inefficient.
Aira ia tātou e rongo ana i te karanga o te wāti kuru kia timata no as we hear the shot clock buzzer going off. It's time to get back on the court. He tahi tāpui mai te pai o St. Kitts. We see some substitutions from the St. Kitts bench. Looks like that'll be Mama Iwa Jeanette Tuumayalu, sister of Ashley, coming on to the court. Family affair here for Te Peke, the Bank St. Kentigern.
Sadler off the bank, in and out off the tapa, the Kurawhiwhi Turu attempt. Nice kick ahead to McLister. Unfortunate travel there.
He tāpua no mai te pai o Tauranga i tēnei wā ko te nama waru. Story Sadler, ko timata pai tēnei kemu, engari ka haere ki te pai, ka uru mai te nama te kaumatahi Jayla Teki will replace Sadler after a strong start to the game. Moreira Tauranga already looking to their bench to try and keep this momentum going.
Yeah, and Teki entering the game, she's already got 2 fouls, so there's a high level of trust from the coach. His shot clock slowly winding down. Parahi, backboard's no good. Jones, the offensive tūrapa.
Now see Hokianga driving towards the basket. Te kuru whakau, can't quite get it to drop Moreira. Oh, I thought there was going to be an opportunity for St. Kitts on the counter there. Te kuru whiwhi toru mai a Hokianga. Ahua poto rawa i taua wā. Engari, tēnei taumahatanga e noho tonu ana kei runga i tēnei tima o St. Kentigern. Me takwaroha e kaihana ngā Tuumayalu e rua. The Tuumayalu cousins, not sisters. My apologies, e te iwi. That family connection still present though.
Speaking of the cousins, Jeanette off to the free throw line. As you see the replay in the hands in the cookie jar for Akioso of Tauranga girls. 2 koroto toku attempts.
Pai te mea tuatahi.
Friendly roll off the tupper of the first.
Ahua potorao i taua wā no reri nai nei kei a Tauranga me pēhea rātou whakawhiti i te ārai ki te whakaekinga. How can they turn defense into attack here? Hokianga directing her troops, working around the 3-point line.
Just a bit of awkward space in there by Tauranga. As Hokianga is long on the Kurawhiwhi Toru attempt. Some good stops being strung together here by the St. Kentigern ladies.
We see ngā Tuumayalu e rua. The two Tuumayalus linking up in the backcourt play. Can't quite get that shot to go. Inaia nei Tauranga e hoki ana engari te tāhai nā te nama whetū. Lovely steal from Misha McLister. And the layup, what a bookends play.
And a lovely Gorta screen by Kalani May. Just sealing Ruby Jones in there to avoid any kind of shot block, allowing McLister the uncontested layup. As Parahi with the pull-up jumper, in and out off the tupper, and strong rebound of where the Hudder committed, unfortunately, here by St. Kentigern's College.
Taua āputa kua whakaiti Ki ngā piro e rima, that āputa has just shrunk to 5 points now. Great work from this St. Kentigern's team to try and shift some of that pressure back onto the girls from Tauranga. Mehe mea ka tae rātou te whakoringia tēnei whakaekenga ka iti tonu ake taua āputa. If they can cut this one out, if they can get back on the front foot, really good opportunity to draw even closer as we see the hara called against St. Kit's.
Parahi to the free throw line. It was initially good defense, took away Parahi's first opportunity, made her spin, but then committed the foul as Parahi's long off the tupper in the first kura tautoku.
Ko ngā makawhiwhi, kei a te nama te kaumārua o Tauranga. Grayson Parahi will have the free throws. First one, or free throw rather, little short, does well. Tūrapa, Toane tōna ake poro, winning her own ball back, and we see it now with Hokianga. What could she cook up here? Driving in, gets the shot away, but she does draw the foul. Lovely work there from the Tall Fern. So you see on the replay, kōkiri pai, āhua kaha te wero nā te nama, te kau mā toru ko te āhua nei. Looks like it was a bit of a strong challenge from Ashley Tūmaialu, who then goes to the sideline. Te rapia he whakapaku, whakatā mana.
Hokianga couldn't get the first to go, but as with many of these Wahine games, foul trouble for both teams, both in the penalty, and something the coaches are going to have to work through. Yok has the ball handling duties to Mick Lister. Left hand rip. Read well by Sadler, but off, out of bounds off Tauranga girls.
Looking to shift that one ki taua taha matau. I reira te nama waru hei whakararu I taua hononga. Engari kei rātou tonu. Me pēhe rātou e whakamahi tēnei āheinga āhua roa. Te maka I taua wā, no reira he maka paitaha ki a Tauranga. Tauranga with the throw in as that pass just goes a little bit long.
Yeah, Tauranga a really good defense on that baseline out of bounds. Closing the space, making them unscreenable. And no real options for St. Kit's to get the ball in there. Hokianga to Sadler. Sadler on the right-hand side of the court. Rejection of the ball screen. Tiki underneath, nice little wheel.
Lovely movement of the ball there, kei raro I te tūkohu, te tere me te ngāwari o ngā hononga kei Wainganui ienei kai tākaro o Tauranga. Such easy, quick connections between the Tauranga players. So hard for St. Kit's to cut out.
Oh, great hands by Parahi. She's an athlete. And all the way down the court for the easy lay.
Such a good steal there. The bookends on her own play. Engari koera tētahi wero mā tēnei tima mai tāmaki. Tino koi. Tēnei kōtiro o Tauranga I a rātau I ārai ana. Such a sharp defensive formation from Tauranga. So quick to transition from D to O, but that time, fantastic layup from St. Kit's. Te rapia he hara.
Georgia Dixon, left-hand layup. Story Sadler caught out defensively with her positioning there on that last drive. Hokianga back to work. Nice extra pass. Parahi the strongest shooter of the two.
Lovely
way to
drive.
stop on the dime. Couldn't get the shot to go though. Strong board by Tiki.
Mahi pai tērā nā te nama iwa o St. Kit's. Jeanette Tūmaialu doing well to drive in there. Couldn't quite get it to go. And now Tauranga back on the attack. Ia tātou e whakatata ana ki te whakamutunga o tēnei hauwha tuatai he tāpui. He uru mai ana I te pai o St. Kentigern's ko te nama te kaumārua tērā. Rosie Ward coming into this game for St. Kit's as we near the end of the first quarter.
Hokianga. Goodwin Iverson set here. Sadler looking for options. Shot clock winding down. Here's Tiki in the post. Oh, patience showing. Jayla Tiki. As the quarter winds down, St. Kit's going to have to get the ball in. Clock runs after basket set for the last 2 minutes in basketball.
Nō reira, koira te whakamutunga o tēnei hauwha tuatahi ko ngā kōtiro mai a tauranga e toa ana mā te kau. Rua te kau mātahi ki te kau mātahi o St Kitts. We see tauranga up by 10 at the first quarter break, 21-11 over St Kentigans. Mehe mea ko koe te kaiko o tēnei tima mai i Tāmaki. If you were the coach of this Auckland team, he aha au whakatina tēnei, he aha au whakaro mā au kai tākaro. What kind of wisdom, what kind of advice would you be giving to your players?
Well, Tauranga girls haven't really scored a lot in transition. Most of it's been in the half court, and it's okay. So how do we slow down the likes of Hokianga, Sadler, Teke, without giving up open kōrewhiwhi turus? Because Hokianga and Parahi definitely very good from the outside. Teke and Sadler showing the ability to knock down kōrewhiwhi turus as well. I think for St Kitts, it centres around Kalani May Tuino.
Aira, nō reira, kei te taha o tauranga, kua timata pai rātou, e reira ana rātou i enei wā, tērā pēr ko te whakatena kia ori te tonu, perhaps on the St Kitts side with how strong they've come out the gates, just much of the same.
Yeah, look, I would, again, for both sides of the ball, Kalani May's got to be involved down low, getting her clean looks where she can turn, drop step for a great shot at the hoop, and then conversely on defence, so be a big body, discourage the shots at the hoops, but then can we fan our guards out to take away those kōrewhiwhi turus? That's one thing I would look at if I was St Kitts. But perhaps they're playing the long game. Look, if they get down too much in this game, is it worth expending the energy, understanding that, hey, we're going to have a couple of games tomorrow, a 2v3 playing game, and then a quarterfinal, whether it be a top 8 quarterfinal or a middle 8 quarterfinal, and perhaps they, if they give it a red hot crack here in the second quarter into the third, but if the game just gets away on them, there's a long way to go. As we're not even at the halfway point of this wonderful tournament.
Aira, he roa tonu te wā e toi ana i tēnei kemu, he roa tonu te wā e toi ana i tēnei wiki, nō reira he wāpai tēnei ki te whakamaumahara kia koutou katoa tōna whā, ki te kaumārua ngā kemu ia rā, kei whakata Māori. As you say, so much time left in the game and the week, 4 to 12 games per day live on the Whakata Māori YouTube channel, including all the finals, and then the AA finals will be live on Whakata Māori TV. Nō reira, e te iwi kaua e tā wāhi i a koutou mata. Don't go far from your screens over the next few days. So much fantastic basketball action here from Te Papuoia, as we see also ngā tāne o Hato Kentigan kua tai mai hei tautoko i o rātou hoa. The boys from St Kitts here in behind the girls bench supporting their mates. So good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, like you're saying, a lot more games to come this week. This evening we'll have a lot of pool play action where teams will look to stake their claim for top of the pool to avoid that extra game tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning it all kicks off with the 2v3 playing games and quarterfinals in the afternoon, which tend to be some of the better games as they vie to get into the semi-finals, the standalone semi-finals on Friday.
Aira, koira te āhuatanga o ēnei whakataitai. Ia te wiki e haere tonu ana, ka nui ake te ātāmira, ka nui ake te hīkaka, te whakahirahira o ngā kēmu as the week goes on. The stage only gets bigger, ever more exciting for these players as we see here. Pakuraru, kei te wāti kuru, looks like we're just having some problems with the shot clock perhaps. Nō reira, he wāpai tēnei ki te whakamaumahara ki a koutou, ki etahi o ngā paraihe, e wātai ana i tēnei wiki. An awesome award we have available this week, the Caltex Good Sport Award. This award will go to someone here at the event who has done amazing things to help others, made a huge effort, or inspired those around them by going well over and beyond. Head to the BBNZ socials to enter. This award will be presented at the awards ceremony after the AA finals on Saturday. Entries close 11:59 tonight. Koira te wairua, koira te tūa papa o tēnei kēmu o te rā o tēnei hapori poi tūkohu i Aotearoa, ko te wairua pai, ko te tautoko, ko te whakahoahoatanga. That really is the foundation of this game, and as an extension of this entire basketball community here in New Zealand, that support, that togetherness, and that shared love for the game. So awesome to see Caltex celebrating that with that award. So e te iwi, get around it, head to BBNZ and their socials to enter in those who deserve it most.
Bit of an extended delay here, is unsure what the hold-up is, but our team in grey at the score bench just figuring out an issue with a respective member from each team, perhaps a discrepancy in a foul count maybe, or the score as we get a close-up of the boys' coach. And Josh, he's not happy on the big screen, as we can see, as we have a big screen at the Fly Palmy Arena.
Give us a smile at the iwi. Kia hi kaka, kei te mata koe, you're on screen. That should be exciting, and the boys are up for it. There's Ari Taylor, in fact, the second from the left there. Fantastic young player for the St. Kitts team. Good to see the boys out here supporting. E wā pai tēnei mā ngā kai tākaro ki te hui hui anō ki o rātou kaiako. We see St. Kitts using this time well to reconvene with their coach. Just a couple last words of wisdom, a couple last tactical discussions as we wait for this game to get underway. Tauranga, though, bringing plenty of energy into this fixture. I think we need to get a shot up here in the comm box of Greg tucking into his chips, perhaps. That's what we need on the screen.
They're all gone, mate.
They're all gone. Jeez, that happened fast.
Hey, currently on the live stream on Court 4, we have a single A girls semi-final. The conclusion of this game, there'll be two live stream games. Wellington East take on Westlake Girls on Court 3, while the second semi-final will be on Court 4 at the 4 p.m. round. All thanks to Whakata Māori.
As we get back underway, Hokianga driving towards the hoop, looking to draw the foul, but lovely work from the St. Kitts defence. And now on the quick transition, whakawhiti ana te arai ki te whakaeke, engari ka rere, taua poro ki tā wahi te pai taha, he pai maka, he pai, he maka pai taha ki a St. Kitts i tēnei wā. They will have the throw-in.
St. Kitts surveying. Yok loses the handle. Parahi puts it on a platter. Oh, lovely step through. Hokianga.
Ngāwari noa. Too easy there. St. Kitts now looking to put some of that pressure back on the Tauranga defence. Lovely little interplay. Kei Wainganui te nama toru me te nama iwa between number 3 and number 9. The shot just goes left, and now Tauranga so dangerous in transition, looking to fly back up the court.
Milo likes that drive right, stop, go to her left, but unfortunately couldn't get that shot to go as Parahi gets it down low, back out to Hokianga. Koro whiwhi toru.
He tio kei roto I ona ia auraki. Ice in her veins at the moment. It's almost like she doesn't even know she's allowed to miss.
And a little 5-0 run by Hokianga herself, forces a timeout by St. Kitts. Coach Finnegan not happy. Not happy, but hey, she's world class for a reason.
She really is. You saw in that replay there, so quick to settle, receiving that pass, just stepping onto her dominant foot, getting the shot away. It's that process, the speed at which she manages to get that ball away, and the accuracy as well. It's sino ua ki te whakakorengia taua wero, such a difficult challenge to deal with for the St. Kitts team.
And that's plenty of practice put in by Hokianga over the years to be that effective and that efficient in all facets of the game, but particularly in the one you just mentioned, the time to catch and shoot, the shot preparation. And we've seen that on full display. I believe that was her third, potentially maybe a fourth, might have lost count a little bit, of her own kura whiwhi torus.
Hard to keep track of them when they're flying in so often, as we see te mutunga o tēnei wāhiki no reira ka urua no ngā tima ki te kōti. No reira ko te wero I naia nei mā St. Kitts me pēhea rātau e whai tētai whakautu ki tēnei ngaru o Tauranga. How can they find a response to the St. Kitts wave? But that's not to do any to this Tauranga wave, I should say, not to do any discredit to the St. Kitts team. They have played some seriously good basketball in these opening minutes, in this opening quarter rather, just not quite showing it on the scoreboard as of yet. Lovely work there. Mai I te nama waru o Tauranga. From Story Sadler getting in the way of that pass. Couldn't quite control it. No reira he maka paitaha kia St. Kitts anō. Me pēhea rātau e whakamahi ana I taua nama iwa. How can they give to that number 9, Jeanette Tuumaiaru? Or get it in underneath the hoop to number 15, Kalani May Tuinau. some serious attacking options for them if they can open them up.
Yeah, it's Kalani's made his first minute since probably mid first quarter, and should be in there to boost her St Kitts teammate spirits. A defensive force. Hokianga in the corner, surveying. Just if you're going to go under, I'll be happy to shoot that. Quite get it off in time. Sadler. Jones. Just chucks it up. Strong rebound by Tuimalo.
9-8. St. Kitts hoki ana te tuku ki te nama te kaumārua, sending it out to Rosie Ward, who then puts it back across to Tuimaialu. Can't quite get it up, and who else? Hokianga there. The long ball ki te nama te kaumātahi finds her mate Jayla Teki underneath the hoop, but lovely work from St. Kitts to get back and cut that one out.
Ward, Kalani May. Oh, I'd like to see Kalani just go straight up with that shot. There's probably an unnecessary dribble. Keep the ball high just like she did there. And gets a friendly roll off the tapa.
Lovely work mai te nama te kaumārima o St. Kitts kei raro i te tūkohu. Engari tino tere a tauranga ki te whakawhiti te ārai ki te whakaeke. So quick to turn defense into attack a tauranga.
Yeah, we mentioned at the quarter break that Tauranga really not in transition, but certainly this corner, and we see again Hokianga after the races, they're really trying to push in transition, not allowing any defense to be set up, and it's paying dividends as the lead's out to 17 points here.
So now we see Tuumaialu. How good has she been for her team thus far? Me te kuru whakau mai taua tahamatau.
Much better from St. Kitts, and they managed to set up their defense. As Parahi with a nice right to left cross. Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Little commentator's curse on that one. But as you say, tohu pai e nei mai te tima o St. Kitts, kua tino tere rātau i rātau e whakawhiti ana mai te whakaeke ki te ārai. Kua whai wā rātau ki te whakararu i ngā kai whakaeke o Tauranga. They've been so good setting that defensive formation and doing a better job of starting to cause some problems for this Tauranga attack. We need to stop talking, honestly, I think, because that's the main issue for St. Kitts at the moment.
Well, that's pretty good defense by St. Kitts. Hokianga's just that good. It was a little right to left crossover. Defense anticipated it. She just turns and shoots in the face. And sometimes offense, you can play great defense, but the offense is just a bit better. The shot goes in.
E tahai pai tera nā te nama te kaumārua o St. Kitts. A lovely steal there from Rosie Ward, getting in the middle to disrupt that one. Ko te āhua nei, he maka pai pito ki a rātau.
Just an update on court 4. We've got a single A semi-final. We've got Tukotu with a healthy lead, 43-18 over Whitby Collegiate. Just a tick over halfway through the second quarter as Tukotu looks to go back-to-back.
Haira kare kore ko rātau e tahi o ngā tino hei toa. Ki te toa i tēnei whakataitai, no doubt to call to some of the favourites to take out that tournament as we see St. Kitts looking to get it back in. But great work mai te nama te kaumā oro o Tauranga. Ruby Jones once more proving an absolute nuisance on defence. St. Kitts not quite able to find a way back in.
Kalani May, post work. Oh, I like that. Much more aggressive. Didn't get the roll, but it's what you want to see from your post player. Hokianga. Ball screen by Parahi. Slowing it down. Changes speed. Up and under. Easy as you like.
Te wā hiki mai St. Kitts anō, another timeout called by the St. Kitts sideline. Just trying to find a way to cut this relentless Tauranga attack down. Engari, me mihi atu ki a rātau kua tū kaha rātau aha ko te taumahatanga kua āpitihia kua whakaapa-apatia e ngā kōtiro o Tauranga, doing a great job of keeping their energy up, keeping their spirits high despite the pressure that has been piled on by Tauranga here. Koera tētahi o ngā mea tino whakahirahira o enei kēmu, whakahirahira o enei kēmu nui, kaua e tuohu. You cannot afford to give up in these big matchups. Momentum shifts, game swings will come your way if you just keep in the fight.
Yeah, I saw a quick little gesture from Coach Finnegan of St. Kitts when she called that second time out. It was just the two hands, palms up. Like, what can we do? What can we do?
What can they do?
It's tough, no doubt. Perhaps if Hokianga is going to keep cooking like she is now, a little bit of a boxing one, or you get someone up in the passing lane, get them to play a 4-on-4, try and take the ball out of her hands and see if her teammates can get going, because Parahi's had a couple transition layups, Tiki's had a couple little layups under the basket. Other than Hokianga, no one's really got it going. So maybe we'll see a change of defense out of this timeout for St. Kennekins.
Aira, me mihi anō ki taku hoa ko Tiffany kei Tāmaki. Another mihi to my friend Tiffany up in Auckland watching on, giving me plenty of tips on my commentating as we go along. Clearly a commentating expert just as well as her as an expert on the court. Perhaps we'll see her down here next year as we see te kuru whiwhi toru mai te nama te kaumā toru. Lovely 3 attempts from the number 13. Can't quite get it to drop.
Parahi up top. Back to Hokianga, just looking for some space. Another kora whiwhi toru. Dodged a bullet there, St. Kennekins. It was long off the tapa.
Nai tū mai alu. Kōkiri ana ki te tūkohu and diving for the ball. Putting her body on the line.
Out of bounds there. As Parahi tried to save the ball, but you have to be inbounds first to be able to touch it.
And now St. Kennekins ka mahi mai muri. Te nama Fitutiera giving it out to Misha McClister. We know she is a serious threat. Hasn't had much time on the ball yet today. You just feel she might be able to bring an impact to this game if they can get the ball in her hands.
So we know at the free throw line, as we see the replay, nice, quick, strong move. Should be looking to turn those free throw attempts into and ones as the game wears on, as the first rattles out of the tapa. The second for Kalani May. Oh, no good on the second either.
Nai nei te nama te kaumārua o Tauranga Girls once more. Grayson Parahi bringing the ball back in transition. Can't quite link up, and now St. Kent's with an opportunity to try and pile some scoreboard pressure on as we head into the latter stages of the second quarter.
Yeah, Parahi yesterday got a lot of kura whiwhi torus up. Couldn't quite find a rhythm, and she's got a lovely looking shot. Just can't quite get them to go here either. So she'll be looking to find a rhythm before the business end of this tournament. The nice pass to Hokianga. As Tiki wants to try it, the kora whiwhi toru.
Ngā wari noa mai te tope o te pai whiwhi toru. Hei aha te tapa, hei aha te papa muri mihi mea ka tae koe te ko tahi atu ki te neti. Why use the backboard? What's the point of the rim if you can just go straight to the bottom of the net like that?
Ruby Jones with the block, and then kind of just a lackadaisical transition offense there.
Good word.
From Tauranga Girls, and a jump ball situation.
Whakamārama mai te kupu lackadaisical. I'm not sure I've heard that one before. I need to know what's going on there.
Just a little haphazard, you know, just kind of going through the motions. There's probably no reason to pass it to Hokianga in that situation. If you have the basketball and you have space, you're winning, right? When you lose space and my teammate's got the space, then I should pass it to her. In that situation, the lady that had the ball, which may have been Story Sadler, she had the space. There's probably no reason to give it up. Nonetheless, Parahi, long off the tapa on the kura whiwhi toru.
You see a lovely tūrapa there. Mai te nama te kaumārima o St. Kent's, Kalani May. Tui Nau, lovely rebound work underneath the basket. The long ball going up once again from Tuumaialu. And St. Kent's getting so quick back on the front foot.
Oh, great pass, Hokianga. Shape to shoot. Unselfish pass to Akuoso. Can't quite convert it. Tiki back to disrupt the pass. Oh, off St. Kent's last. Tauranga Girls get it back. It leads 22 points with 2.5 minutes to go, and I can see from my vantage point that it is absolutely bucketing down outside.
It is well and truly raining out in Palmy, and it is raining threes in here. Central Trust Energy Arena. As we now see St. Kitts looking to find a way to try and close that gap heading into the half. He roa tonu te wai e toiana I tēnei kēmu. Still a long way to go in this game. No doubt they'll still be believing if they can get a bit of momentum up here, they can start to challenge this Tauranga girls side.
Dixon with the spin cycle causes Tiki to commit the hara. I believe, oh no, that is his second foul, so I was incorrect in the first quarter, claiming that Tiki had multiple personal fouls. That is now her second, according to the score bench.
Pai te mea tuatahi mai te nama, te kaumatahi Georgia Dixon. That was the first one. And I hate to bring it up, but we see the mighty Grammar boys walking past the court. Greg's given me a glare there. He knows how much I love to talk them up. Engari, he toi roa mua hou, ka aha hau I te iwi. I am a Grammar old boy, and you know how we are. The Lion stays with us forever.
I've certainly got a chance to make it to the top 8. Grammar boys are sitting undefeated. They just played Westlake boys. Unfortunately, the result's not on game day yet, so unable to see if they're still undefeated or not. But certainly a rivalry there playing out in Te Papiōia.
We now see Tauranga, Hokianga anō kia Hokianga. Going back again to Hokianga and driving in. Lovely work there from the number 1.
Yeah, the scoop shot just picks it up with one hand. Doesn't even have to bring the second hand to it and gets it up and comes back down and affects the play. As Kiriyama gets the steal.
Now shifting the ball around. Nei a rātou ko Whiringa weighing up their options, and it is Hokianga again. Looks to just go straight on the drive. Lovely little offload there, mai te nama Whetū. Lovely work from Kaya Kiriyama to feed that one as we now get back up the other end of the court. Pressure starting to get applied on this Tauranga defence.
There's sideline out for St. Kitts. Charlie Yock will do the inbounding. McLister, Yock, ball screen.
So that's that left-hand side, keep their number 5. Gigi Forster, lovely work back into the middle for the number 9, Jeanette Tuumayalu. Great rebound as well, puts it up again. Kei te tino whawha ia kei raro I te pūtoku, I te tūkohu I tēnei wā.
Tuimalu just struggling to find a rhythm. She's had a lot of shots around that free throw area, and she's got a nice looking jumper. I'm sure one of them will drop eventually. Kiriyama finds Parahi, Parahi pull up, bank. Banks it in. It's Wednesday, it's before 5 o'clock. It's allowed to happen.
Making good use of that time are the Tauranga girls. E tuku ana I ngā kuru mai, ngā kōkona e whao te koti. Engari, koera te āhuatanga o ēnei rangatahi ne, tino whakapono ana rātou ki o rātou pūkenga, tino mai a rātou ki te tuku iau a kuru, ahako te aha, ahako te aha, ahakoa no hea. That's something we're seeing from a lot of these youth over the course of the week thus far. They back their skills. They're not afraid to put those shots up from all over the place, no matter the scenario, no matter where they are. Those threes will be sent, and quite often, at the moment, they're dropping.
Tauranga girls with the steal. They should have had the last shot for the game. Probably didn't need to shoot it that quickly, and results in a nice kick ahead as McLister gets behind the defense. Hokianga, Hezi, and that'll do us. Tauranga girls 43, St. Kitts 20, an entertaining first half with high level skill on display. We'll send you to the handbrake and see you shortly.
Just want to welcome everyone here today, all you beautiful Whanganui people.
brings heaps of pity mean, eh?
Global warming is incredibly serious. We need to cut emissions, but we need to also absorb carbon out of the atmosphere. Growing trees is the only tool we have in the toolbox for taking carbon out of the atmosphere that we can do at scale. Pinus radiata takes carbon out of the atmosphere at about 5 to 10 times the rate of native planting. And so what Nativa are doing is planting the Pinus radiata to absorb the carbon, and then they're transitioning that forest into native forest so that we get the biodiversity benefit.
Girls are twice as likely to drop out of sport. That's why 2 Degrees is committed to fighting for fair for women and girls in sport at every level. Get your Support Her merch and keep her in the game.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in it. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Get the Māori Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make Māori Plus your mate and stream now.
E te te tai hoa mānau mai hoki mai anō ki te papaioia ki tēnei te haurua tuarua o tō tātou nei kēmu. Ko ngā kōtiro mai a tauranga e toa ana mā te rua te kaumātoru, whā te kaumātoru ki te rua te kau o St Kitts College. Kia ora everyone and welcome back to the second half of action here from Palmerston North. The girls from Tauranga, strong first half, up by 23 points, 43-20 over St Kitts College from Tāmaki. I've got Ryan alongside me. Ryan, mehe mea ko koe te kāko o ēnei tima e rua o Tauranga or St Kitts Hockey. If you were the coach of one or both of these teams, what kind of encouragement are you giving to your players on either side of the court at the moment?
20 minutes to go is a long time in basketball. What St Kitts need to do is probably show some different looks, particularly to Hokianga, who's really had it going all game, and utilise their strength, which is on the inside. It's Kalani May. How do you get her different looks under the hoop, and then how do you use her physical presence defensively? What I would do is put out in the zone. I would extend the zone, try and get the girls, the Tauranga girls, to take away the korowhiwhi toru attempts, put the ball on the floor, get inside, and then you've got a nice big shot blocker. And then at some point we mentioned, well, hey, look, what's next for these group of girls? Tauranga looking to go out on top of the pool. St Kitts, hey, we've got a 2v3 playoff tomorrow morning. What's our energy use been like leading up to this point, and how much more do we want to give before we rest our main players? Conversely, it might be, look, screw the score, girls. We've got to find some sort of rhythm so that tomorrow, when we play a really important basketball, that we know what we're trying to get from it.
Aira tautoko e tērā ahakoa kei te ua i te papaioia i tēnei wā, te taia e tērā ki te whakamāku i te wairua kei roto i tēnei whare. It may be pouring down in Palmerston North at the moment, but that cannot dampen the spirits here inside the arena, as we see both teams still bringing plenty of energy to this game. Both benches, plenty of fight, plenty of vigour no doubt we'll be going to see a fantastic half of basketball here as Tauranga get us underway.
Nice little set to begin for Tauranga girls as they run Story Centre off some stagger screens, but on the dribble penetration called for a carry. St. Kentigern's ball to Amalo, bringing the ball up.
Nice drive there, sends it out to number 7, Misha McClister, looking to work it around, can't find a way through. Lovely little offload to the number 13, Ashley Tuumayalu. Can't quite get the ball up on that occasion, but some lovely interplay there from the St. Kitts attack.
Jones out top. Sadler. Now, if you notice on the far side of the court, Hokianga have been denied the basketball a bit there by McLister, but that doesn't matter. Story Settler, well, I'll pick up the scoring slack if you're going to deny Hokianga the ball.
Aira koera te āhuatanga o tēnei tima mai a Tauranga. E hara te mea ko tahi noa te whetū kei roto i te tima. Te pū manawa he hōhonu mai I ngā kai tākaro katoa. As we're seeing from the Tauranga girls team, it's not like they are a one-player squad. Such a depth of talent on display. And on the St. Kent side, obviously the Tuumayalu cousins, both hit with very strong first halves. We saw Kalani May Tuineu so strong under the hoop. Such a great display of talent. Pērā I te katoa o tēnei whakataitai. E mea tino hikakatera I a tātou e titiro ana ki ngā tau kei te haere. So exciting as we look to the years to come with all of the talent on display here this week with a lovely, lovely work there from Kalani May underneath the hoop.
Yeah, nice little drop step. Got the good seal after the baseline out. As Tauranga girls look to go back to work, Story Sadler surveying. They're trying to get Hokianga involved, but McLister doing a good job. Just been a bit of a pest. Gives up the catch now. Hokianga, kora whiwhi toru. It's long off the tapa. Tūrera up secured by Kilani May.
Lovely to see Tuineu starting to really imprint herself on this game, getting physical underneath the hoop at both ends, and a lovely work there from number 13, Ashley Tuumayalu, driving in, and St. Kent starting to string together some nice plays.
Yeah, good start in this quarter by St. Kitts, bringing the energy, a couple of different looks defensively. Koro Whiwhi Toru's long. Oh, they need that board though. Great work by Tiki, getting in the right spot. Can't finish.
Now, the Tuumayalu's linking up, and once again, Ashley driving through and winning the foul, it looks like. Fantastic work there.
The rebound secured by Jeanette. Kick ahead to her cousin Ashley, and she gets a trip to the free throw line. A couple of kuruto tukus coming up. And we take stock on the single A semi-final. Tikotu, healthy lead, 31 points, up 58-27, beginning of the third quarter over Whitby Collegiate.
As we see, first one not quite there for Tuumayalu. Number 4, that is Gigi Forster, heading over to the sideline, getting some last-minute mātauranga mai I tōna kaiako. Kare kore ka harikoa a Darcy Finnegan. Ki tēnei timatanga, no doubt Darcy will be happy with how her teams come out in these opening minutes of the second half, as we see Hokianga once more driving back up the centre of the court, finds number 12, Te Tekau Mārua, Grayson Parahi.
Oh, that's a bit... I thought Ashley Tuumayalu read that well defensively. The only issue, perhaps she had two hands, because she had Parahi read like a book there. As the Darcy Finnegan probably has the same questions I do on that call, but call's been made nonetheless.
Pai tonu ka tākaro tonu as you get back underway. Lovely little ball into the middle, finding number 8 for Tauranga girls. Story Sadler, but a great steal there from St. Kitts.
Here comes Ashley, aggressive opening, just can't get the lefty lay to go. Sadler in transition, tries to thread the needle. Rests. And a strong cheer from St. Kitts.
Aira kei reira tonu te hihiko, kei reira tonu te ngao. Kaorea no rātou kia tuohu kei te whakapono tonu te tima mai a Tāmaki. That energy is still well and truly there. They have not given up on this one. Plenty of time left for them to try and find a way back, and they believe it too.
McLister, the ball carrying duties. Kalani May underneath, straight through Palas Hokianga, own Tūrapa. Remember when we talked about chinning it? Well, if Kalani May misses the first, she's bigger. No one's going to block her shot. And Tauranga girls, if she can just grab that rebound, chin it, go straight back up, it'll make the second shot a lot easier than putting the ball on the ground and having those small guards tip it. Is Georgia with the lefty laid, too strong. Georgia Dixon.
Now St. Kitts looking to play out from the back. Tērā pēr, he pātai tērā ki te kaiako o tēnei tima mai a Tauranga. Āhea rātou whakatā ai i a Hokianga. When are they going to give Hokianga a rest? Are they going to play her the whole way through here, or are they going to give her a chance to sit on the bench?
It's a great question, because you've got now 19-point lead and a timeout Tauranga. So clearly Coach James Partia has seen something, the way the energy, skill, tactical, that he's not happy with, which he's going to address here. And you're right, will Hokianga get a rest? She's played damn near 25 minutes of the game so far. But hey, if they win this game, top of the table, morning off tomorrow, put the hard yards in now, have a sleep in, come watch your potential opponent in the morning, and then see if you can take care of business tomorrow afternoon.
Really does open up that run to the finals. Engari, mā te tima mai Tāmaki, mea ka tūtonu te Tauranga ki tēnei wāhi. E hari te mea koinei te mutunga o tā rātou whakataitai, he roa tonu te wāe toina, he maha ngā kēmu kei te haere koinei ngā tima tuatahi me te tima tuarua i tō rātou puna, no reira ka eke tonu te tima aha ko te aha. St. Kitts, as you say, these teams top of their pool, so even if the score stays as it is, that is far from the end of it for the team from Auckland. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of pathways still available to them, but as you say, as we get later into the week, those crucial wins, that positioning, rest times, abilities to switch things up and easier opponents, really does open up those runs to the final.
Absolutely, as we had a close-up of the Ashburton girls in the crowd through their timeout. They took on Tauranga yesterday on court 4, and they are playing next here on the show court here in Fly Palmy Arena against Kaiapoi College.
Aira, he tau pai tero te kotahitanga o ēnei kai tākaro o ēnei rangatahi, me he mea ka mahitahi tātou ka pai ake. That's a great sign there with the Ashburton girls watching on of really the togetherness, the unity that we're seeing between the schools this week. And that is why we have the Baileys All Together Better Award. Baileys are excited to offer your schools the chance to win a $200 travel voucher to assist with the cost of attending secondary schools Nats for 2025. To enter, head to the BBNZ Instagram page, find the win with Bailey's post and comment telling us why your team is better together. Really lovely to see Bailey's celebrating that sportsmanship, celebrating that unity that we see across the tournament.
Many, as we see Georgia Dixon step through a little right-handed layup. Sadler looking to respond. Nothing doing there. It's a good defense by St. Kitts and a bit of energy, a bit of momentum here for the St. Kitts girls. Dixon looking to go again as we get a tie-up. Hokianga. The ball will stay with St. Kitts. Got 12 seconds on the shot clock. So Westlake girls into the building.
Ka timataki te nama whetsu mai a St. Kitts. We will begin once again. Misha McLister gets that ball in. Working it around. Lovely little drive there from Jeanette Tuimaialu. Can't quite get it in on that occasion, but once more, fantastic attacking intent for the girls from Auckland.
Nice pass by Hokianga. Shot unable to drop for Akioso. Kalani May. Nice. Good footwork. Couple of dribbles. Drop step. Back to 17.
Mai pai ana I tōna tinana I taua wā, tino kaha, tino māro. Whakararu ana I ngā kaiara o Tauranga, using her strength to cause some problems for the Tauranga defence there. And then perhaps just a pressure play there. That ball going long over the head of Hokianga, and now St. Kitts with a chance to even further close the gap.
Yeah, just an unforced, uncharacteristic error. Yeah, just a standard pass, just mishandled by Hokianga, and the ball goes out of bounds. And another chance for St. Kitts. McAllister, right time, right place, little right-handed floater, and it's 15.
We saw this in the St. Pat's Maunganui game just before. Āhua ha nea rawa te tima mai a pōneke a I pau tōrea ngā tāne mai a Tauranga. We saw that in the St. Pat's game just before this. Got a little bit complacent when they got ahead, and the boys from Maunganui struck while the iron was hot and managed to come back. St. Kitts looking to do some of the same here.
Yeah, I think the big difference in this offense by Tauranga girls in this third quarter is it's a little bit sticky. You saw in the first, it was side to side, side to side. Hokianga got downhill as Kalani May earns herself a trip to the Kuratotukus, whereas now we're getting, the ball's still getting to Hokianga, but there's no movement beforehand. The defense set, it's rotating well, and regardless of who's taking the shots, they just haven't been able to get the ball to drop.
Aira ia tātou e kite ana I te kaiako o Tauranga girls, kua tū. James Papdea, he's up on his feet. I think he's starting to feel the shift in the arena at the moment.
Well, Tauranga girls scored 3 points this quarter, and it was earlier Story Sadler 3. And it's been almost 7 minutes of gameplay where they have not put the ball through the hoops. So that pressure kind of starting to rise here. Kalani May couldn't convert both her Kuratotukus, and here comes Hokianga. Again, the ball just a bit stagnant for Tauranga. Ball screen, Hokianga, there we go. Kuru Fifi Toru, you can't keep the good ones down long.
St. Kitts, kōkirana mā te kaumata Georgia Dixon driving up, puts it out to that right-hand side. Great job to find Kalani May underneath the hoop. Era hononga. E pūwana I tēnā wā, those connections really firing at the moment.
Yeah, nice pass, and Kalani May did a great job of not bringing the ball down and finishing strong as Tiki on the baseline drive. Friendly roll off the tapa. Kalani May in the backcourt, want to find your guard. Downhill, stop, pops. Oh, just not Jeanette Tuimalu's day. She's had a number of shots where I feel like they would normally be dropping, but just cannot get anything to go.
Lovely work from Teki there to get straight back on the attack. The runaway, te kuru whakau ngāwari noa. O reira ko taua aputa te kaumā iwa ngā piru I tēnei wā. 19 points the difference as St. Kitts look to strike back.
Kalani May's found her rhythm. Just got to get some stops. They had it to 15. It's back out to 17. Sadler, the spot where she hit it earlier. Oh, Kura Fifi Toru, she said, hey, I like this spot. I'm going to make another one. You better get a hand up.
Neti noa mai tā wāhi mai te nama waru o Tauranga girls. Nothing but net from the Tauranga girls, number 8. She's having some fun out there.
Almost out of bounds, saved by Gigi Forster.
E makapaitaha no kia St. Kitts. Looking to pile some pressure back on. Tauranga finding ways to escape at the moment. Te kuru whiwhi toru mai te nama whā tino tata there from number 4. Gigi Forster looking for the 3 from that right-hand side.
Nice skip pass. The hot shooter. Oh, dodged the bullet there, St. Kitts, but couldn't find the defensive two-upper. Hokianga, bag work, tough shot. Kuratotukus
draws the foul. Fantastic work there from Hokianga. As we see the replay again of that 3.
Nothing but
net. Te nama waru Story Sadler. Ngāwari noa Mai waho I te pai whiwhitoru. Too easy for her from beyond that 3-point line. And it was great to see Tauranga saw that she was hot and immediately gave the ball straight back to her. We're looking to build on that momentum.
Hokianga makes the back end of the Korotou Tukus. The lead's back to 21. All his hard work been undone by St. Kitts. Anderson looking inside. Tauranga been a little bit more passive, trying to deny Kalani made his interior catches. Foul committed by Hokianga. Gigi Forster shooting some free throws.
See the replay driving in towards the hoop. Ahua kaha te wero I taua wā, no reira ko ngā maka whiwhi ki aia. Engari koera te ahua tango te kemu I tēnei wā, ko ahua kaha ake, ko ahua maro ake I tēnei hau whātua tori. We've seen the physicality start to ramp up in this game in the third quarter. Perhaps a product of the respective positions of both sides. St. Kitts starting to feel that rhythm. Tauranga starting to feel the pressure. Both teams really getting into the fight here. Ngā wari noa mā te nama whā. Too easy for Gigi Forster from the free throw line. Drains him.
Sadler, right hand wing. Teke. Nowhere to go there. Picked up her dribble too early. Tomala did a great job staying in bounds. 10 seconds to go here in the quarter. Kalani May. Nice little step through. Oh, and the steal. Shoot it. Oh, almost a perfect ending for St. Kitts. But hey, credit to St. Kitts in this quarter. They're really fighting hard. They've won the quarter 20-14. They've doubled their own points tally. They only had 20 at the major break. And they've scored 20 in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to be good, though, in a pretty low-scoring affair to claw back 17 points with the likes of Hokianga, Sadler on the opposing end.
Aira, kua tino eke rātau I tēnei hauwha kua hipa. Engari koera te hua o te ngāo. Mehe mea ka whakapono tonu koe, mehe mea ka kawe tonu koe I tau hikaka ka whai koe I etahi ara ki te whai whakautu. If you keep that energy up, if you keep that excitement, no matter the scoreline, those opportunities will come. And credit to St. Kitts. They've kept fighting, they've kept working hard, and those gaps have started to open up for them. Some lovely connections, as you say, throughout the quarter. Etahi o ngā whetū, Gigi Forster, Kalani May tui nau, ngā tuu mai alu e rua. Some players really starting to stand up for the team from Auckland. Nō reira, mehe mea ko koe te kaiako ko pātai kētia e au tēnei pātai. Engari mehe mea ko koe te kaiako o tauranga I tēnei wā. He aha tau whakatena ki au kai tākuru. I've already asked you this question, but a bit of a different scenario now. If you were the coach of Tauranga, you're starting to see that momentum change a little bit. Maybe errors starting to creep in. What kind of encouragement are you giving your players at this break?
Well, I thought Coach Pātia did a good job taking the time out when he did. He clearly saw something that wasn't working, and for the most part, until the last 45 seconds, the girls responded, pushing that lead back to 20. And I think it'd be a bit of a rinse and repeat. If they start off not quite doing what they want them to do, he might use another timeout just to get them back on the right track. But again, it's similar, like, hey girls, we've got 10 more minutes, we get the morning off tomorrow, we want to make sure we're playing high quality basketball and carry that into their likely quarter final tomorrow afternoon.
Aira, ia tātou whakatatana ki te timatanga no as we get ready for the restart. St. Kitts just taking a couple extra seconds. No doubt to have a last few conversations, perhaps get themselves ready for the final quarter. Kaumā whetū ngā pero te rerekētanga I tēnei wā, ka pēhea tēnei kēmu e mutu, 17 points the difference. How is this one going to close out as we get back underway here from Palmerston North?
Hokianga, double staggers, and the slip by Tiki. The hara called in St. Kitts. Holding foul called on Gigi Forster. Sadler, pump fake.
Double pump fake by the looks of things.
Hokianga. Parahi. Oh, just a little bit a little bit stagnant there. Tauranga girls are lucky that they're getting a second crack at the apple here. They've got 1 second. It's enough time for a catch and shoot.
As we see the replay on screen, Tinana I te raina mai te nama te kaumātoru for St. Ken's, body on the line from Ashley Tuumaialu, flying over the advertising hoardings here. She is giving her all for her team at the moment.
And they come up the D board. Chance to start the quarter well here for St. Ken's. Banks it in. Going from jumping over the whakata Māori signage to knocking down the shot on the other end. As Hokianga goes back to work with a nice right to left cross, and that's pretty. Tough to stop that.
Bit of everything from the number 13 at the moment, as now she drives up the centre. Lovely little 1-2, so close. Kari taka I taua wā. Ngari kua timata paia I tēnei hauwhātua whā e mauria mai ana te ngao ki tōna tima, bringing the energy to her team at the start of this fourth quarter.
Hokianga, short, the tapa. No kura whiwhi toru attempt.
Just gets away on Tuumaialu. Now it is Sadler and Ngana Ana. Get the Hokiano looking to come back once more. Hata whakawana I ana ko whiringa, weighing up her options, looks to drive. Fantastic work underneath the hoop. And ngari kore kau ngā hara kei roto I taua mahi. No fouls in there, so it will be St. Ken's ball.
Yeah, a lot of tall timber Sadler's playing through, and then frustrated she didn't get the foul call and had a swipe at the ball that the crowd were not so happy with. And we see a big kura whiwhi toru. Mishka McLister leads to 14.
She has been an unsung hero of the team thus far. Has McLister accuracy from the paint, but we do see once more.
Yeah, Parahi's strong right-hand drive stops on the dime, and a nice little short jump shot. Oh, nice move. Ashley Tuimailu, the little half spin, hesitation, scoop. Still 14, it's Hokianga. And one.
Me te tahi hoki, aha ko te aha. Karea no ia kia noho, engari kei te tākaro tonu ia ki tēnei taumata, as we see the replay. Drawing the foul, getting it in. She's yet to take a sub, but she has not missed a step.
Forces Coach Finnegan to a timeout, leads back to 16. Perhaps subbing in Kalani May after a 5 or 6 minute break. Still 7 minutes of action here on the show court here at Fly Palmy Arena. As we'll get some pictures of the crowd. We've got Westlake girls just getting their shoes on. They will be playing in the 4 p.m. round against Wellington East, which is also the broadcast court. They will be on court 3 as they make their way through to their playing court.
Kaore au te tino mōhio hea te kōrero e pāna ki te teti pea or St. Ken's. Not too sure what the story is behind the teddy bear that St. Ken's carry around with them. Might try and get some external expertise just to let us know what's going on, but it has been a very constant sight throughout the arena so far this week. Goes wherever they go.
Also got Fielding High School and Rosmini College making the most of the space behind the big screen, just getting their activation, their warm-ups up, and both of them are competing in the 4 o'clock round. Fielding High School taking on undefeated Shirley boys, while Rosmini will be looking to cement second spot against Rangiora High School. That'll be a clash of who gets the second spot, who gets the third spot between Rangiora and Rosmini after both teams losing to Shirley boys throughout pool play.
Kua pātai hau ki taku hoa he aha te kōrero e pāna ki te tēti pia. I've sent a message off to my mate Tiffany up in Auckland asking her what the deal with the bear is, thinking, you know, as a former player she might know, but even she has no clue what the story behind it is. Just the team mascot. Always good to have such great insider knowledge in your corner, as we now see once more te nama waru or Tauranga girls. Story Sadler running it back.
Sadler again. Kura Fifi Toru, short. Good rebound by Kalani May. After to Mailu. To the cousin. Foul. Hara committed. Story Sadler. Big baseline ball. St. Kitts.
How can they make good use of this opportunity going straight to Kalani May? Tuineu.
Too big, too strong. Kalani May. 15 the lead. Hokianga. Tiki. Sadler up top. 12 seconds gone on the shot clock. Oh, the little hezzy. And the right hand lays. Too easy for Hokianga. Will help side defensive rotation just a bit late. And the hand one response. Ashley to Maialu.
Aira. Kia whakahoki aku ake ki tētahi o aku. Tino whakatauki, tētahi o ngā tino whakatauki o Jackson hoki. Kaua e mate wheke, me mate ururoa. Going back to one of my favourite Māori sayings. You've heard it plenty of times from both myself and Jackson over the course of the past few days, and you'll hear it many times more. Do not die like an octopus, fight like a shark. And we're seeing plenty of fight from the St. Kitts girls at the moment.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if St. Kitts could have scored at the rate that they're scoring in the second half and the first half, this would be a tight ball game. As Story Sadler just kicks the ball out of bounds. We made mention it before. St. Kitts had 20 points at the half. They just scored 20 points in the third quarter. They've already got 12 points. We're not in the fourth, and we're not even halfway through the quarter. So they're certainly up their scoring rate.
Nei, ko ngā tū mai alu e rua. Whakahaere ana I te whakaekinga o tēnei tima I tēnei wā. You can see both Ashley and Jeanette directing the St. Kitts attack at the moment. Once more finding Kalani May underneath the hoop. Great defensive work there from Te Nama, Te Koruma Ono, Ruby Jones from Tauranga Girls. So quick at the transition as well. Kuruwhiwhi toru.
Oh, big time shot. Coach Finnegan was pleading with the referee. A couple of travels on the pivots, one by Parahi, one by Tiki, but no call, and Parahi makes them pay. Finally gets a Kuruwhiwhi toru to drop.
Just held the pose afterwards as well. She knew that one was good. Have to enjoy them when they're going so well. Ia tātou ki tani I tētahi replay. We see a replay. Ngā wari noa mai taua tā maui I mohi o paia ki tāna mahi. She knew exactly what she was doing from that left-hand side.
Forced it to short on her Kuruwhiwhi toru as the lead's back out to 17. Hokianga left, too short. Nice Jones on the follow, but can't get that to go either. Parahi, bank. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. As another timeout's called by St. Kitts. Finnegan again talking to the referees about the travels as we see the replay of the bank. Kuruwhiwhi toru by Parahi. The lead's back out to 20. Again, St. Kitts fighting hard to get back in this game, but just can't quite get over that kind of 14 to 17 point buffer.
Aira, koira te taumata o tēnei tima mai a Tauranga. Mehe mea ka whai koe I tētahi āputa ka kaha, ka tere whakakapi. Taua āputa kei Wainganui I tēnei tima. If you think you find a gap in this Tauranga girls team, it will close so quickly. Very adaptable. St. Kitts coming out with some great rhythm in both the third and fourth quarters, but a fantastic response from the Tauranga girls, just closing down and gaining that momentum back once more. Engari, e whanga miniti me te hawhi e toi ana, no reira he wā tērā mā ngā kōtiro mai tāmaki ki te whai e tai hua pai mai tēnei kēmu. Still plenty of time for the girls from St. Kitts to find some positive outcomes from this match as we see the Spartans, the boys from Shirley, and looks like that might be Wellington East girls just filtering through the back of the court. E wāpai ki te whakamaumahara ki a koutou katoa tōna whā ki te kaumārua ngā kēmu ia rā kei Whakaata Māori 4 to 12 games every single day here on Whakaata Māori live from Palmerston North.
Yeah, with that 4 o'clock round slowly approaching. Got some teams streaming in. Rangi order now as Tauranga Girls into a zone. Nice pass by Kalani May, but they missed the little inside jumper. And kick ahead to Tiki. Tiki misses the layup, but will go to the line for two Koroto Tokus. Jake Holmes, the Canterbury Ram, making his way out to the courts behind Fly Palmy Arena. Tiki rims out. One more chance at the Koroto Toku. And again, back iron.
Koira tētahi wero, mai ēnei rangatahi, mai I te pai maka whiwhi. One of the big challenges for our rangatahi when they do line up from the free throw line is how do they find a way to settle themselves down? Often you can overthink it, as we see a replay there. That was Ashley Tuimaioru just getting a little caught up there underneath the hoop. But trying to settle yourself down, calm the nerves, and not overthink it from the free throw line is really a challenge, not only for our rangatahi, but for basketball players all the way to the highest level.
Yeah, and one thing on this court, which will be interesting in the semi-finals and the finals, for the away team, when they're shooting in the second half, this is a big screen. They're going to see themselves on the big screen lining up for a free throw, which perhaps might throw them off.
No doubt that would definitely play on your mind. As we now see Tauranga te whiu roa mai. Here, Sadler, the long ball finding Hokianga, breaks down a little bit. Ngari te kuru whiwhi toru. Tino tata mai te kaumārua or Rosie Ward. She is feeling it right now and she's putting those threes up.
Here comes St. Kitts, still 20, but a lot of time's not on their side with 3 minutes to go. Georgia turns it over, Georgia Dixon, and that's Story Sadler out in the break, but she can't get her layup to go, and over the back foul called on Parahi as Kalani May cleans up the glass, the defensive two-upper as we see the replay. Kalani May, rare, but just the action of Parahi over the back of Kalani May deemed illegal by the referees.
Me mihi atu ki aia hoki, kua tākoro ia I te nuinga terapia I te katoa o tēnei kēmu. Kei te whawhai tonu ia. She has played the majority, if not all of this game, Kalani May, and she has not slowed down. Still such a physical presence underneath the hoop as we see the breakaway from Hokianga. Can't quite get it to land. And who else? Back with Kalani May once again. The ball over the top. Kia Georgia Dixon. Ngā wari noa.
Victor 18. Nice fast break execution by St. Kitts as Tiki Sueves gets it back to the middle. Sadler, ball screen. Picks up her dribble. Stuck a little bit now. Hokianga, kora whiwhi toru. Butter.
Ngā wari noa. Mai I te pai whiwhi toru. It's just too easy for her from that three-point line. As we see the replay up, down, and in.
It is. We don't have stats for this game, but I dare say she'd be approaching 40 points of the 77 of the Tauranga girls. And that's forced Coach Darcy Finnegan as we see the Kaiapoi girls getting ready. They're spotting themselves on the big screen, getting ready for their matchup against Ashburton College here on the show court. But that is all of St. Kitts' timeouts used here in this ball game. With 2 minutes 19 to go, trailing by 21 points, 77-56.
Aira nō reira, ko te mea nui a St. Kitts me pēhea rātou e whai I etahi mea whakatena mai I tēnei kēmu. How can they find some encouragement from this game? Look to build in the last couple of minutes as you see, again, the Westlake boys getting ready off to the side. Again, tough loss, but they really have played so well. Those 56 points have been hard fought. They've done well to keep Tauranga girls down in the third and fourth quarters. So plenty of positives here.
Yeah, I think certainly take some encouragement from their second half, their ability to, certainly they won the third quarter 20-14, and they've really worked hard in this fourth quarter ability to score the ball has been much more efficient and effective than their first quarter, as we see Marama Watini's first minutes of the game, along with Rosie Ward out there. Georgia Dixon under the hoop, misses a little right-hand layup as Parahi kicks it ahead to Hokianga. Oh, the touch pass. Teke. Oh, that would have been a highlight play. Jones cleans up the offensive two-dupper. But yeah, I think for St. Kitts, they've played some good basketball and they know their identity, and a lot of it through Kalani May and then the cousins attacking the hoop. And tomorrow it's how do we be more effective across 4 quarters, not just 2, to ensure that they secure a spot in the quarterfinals. As Hokianga can't get it to go, gets her own offensive two-dupper, puts it back up and in.
Aira ia tātou e rongoana I te hikaka mai I te pai o Tauranga. We can hear the Tauranga bench. They are well and truly happy with what they've seen so far today. Plenty of energy, plenty of support coming from the sideline. Ia tērā, Poro e whakawhiti ana I te pai pito, that ball just crossing over the baseline. It will be with Tauranga as we near the final minute of this fixture here.
As we see Tauranga clear their bench, Hokianga will take her first and well-deserved break, along with Parahi, Teki, Ruby Jones. And they've got 6 players on the court, and the referee's not known. 6 on 5.
Not sure how we've missed that.
Surely someone's got to be open. They still don't know. Let's see how long it takes.
Well, a travel call, that's worth something. And the coach finally noticing and calling number 14 to the sideline. They've got away with it.
They've got away with it. No one knew. 1 possession. Hey, they turned it over though. They couldn't even get an open shot. 5 can't guard 6.
Lovely work from St. Kitts. Maybe that was what they were missing the whole game. They just needed Tauranga to have an extra player. As we now see, lovely to see ngā tino rangatahi o tēnei tima o Tauranga, Kate Te Koti, all of their younger players out on the court, getting a good run and doing a good job as well.
Rosie Ward driving. Oh, just through the hands of Gigi Forster there. Oh, Aaliyah Barton. Unlucky not to get the and one, but she'll earn herself 2 trips to the Koruto Toku.
He aha e nei kai tākaro e noho ai ki te pai. Mahi taua timatanga I hea rātou. Not sure why these players have been on the bench for most of the game from the start they've had. As we enter the final minute of this first quarter, you have to wonder where they've been. Number 13, Te Kau Mātoru Minoneti Leha with the link up to the number 5, Aaliyah Barton. Man, this Tauranga team has some serious talent throughout the squad.
Oh, strong offensive two-dupper there. Lynch with the board, just can't quite get it there, and it's a scrappy bit of play, and St. Kitts will end up with it, to the delight of the crowd. So we see the National Championship banners in the background, which will be competed for over the next, well, 3.5 days. Got a few more rounds today, and then we'll be in the second half of the tournament. Yasmin Braid, Rosie Ward, Hara committed.
Wait.
Baseline out. Bit of a stack play here. St. Kitts. Get the ball in.
Ono ngā hekona e toi ana ki te wāti. Te kau mā whā ngā hekona ki te wāti kuru. 26 seconds to go on the clock. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Mā wai te kianga whakamutunga e kōrero. Who's going to have the last say here? St. Kitts looking to finish on a high. Tauranga girls looking to close this one out.
And we have a technical foul called here on Tauranga girls. Number 10, perhaps foot on the line or going over the sideline as the St. Kitts player was trying to inbound it. So they'll get 1 free throw and the ball back. as Georgia Dixon cannot convert the Kuruto Tuku. And there'll be side ball again, St Kitts. Basketball, 25.6 seconds to go. 25-point lead for Tauranga girls as they look to secure a top spot in their pool. And a well-deserved morning off tomorrow morning where they can watch the 2 vs 3 play-in games. Dixon will head back to the free throw line. Does look a little shaken up after that foul.
Te ahua nei, ko tūmanako nei he mea moruiti noa. Hopefully it's just a little injury there as we see the Rosemary boys walking below our comm box. Got the JBL behind them as well. Holding the tunes back just for now, but you imagine once they're out the doors, those songs will be blasting.
Dixon makes no mistake on that, Kuruto Tuku. Have one more.
Pai ngā mea e ua. Tino tau mai I te pai makawhiwhi. Nice and settled from the free throw line as we see another tāpui mai te pai o St Kitts against the number 2 Arua. Ko Mima Forster e uru ana ki tēnei kēmu.
Barton. Aaliyah Barton will go back to the Kuruto Tuku as we've had a number of free throws in these last minute, just extending this game slightly.
Nice drive there, ki te tūkohu me te hara hoki. Lovely drive to the hoop and the hara. And number 5, te Namarima Aaliyah Barton. She has come on and had a fantastic minute of basketball here.
Yeah, nice looking left-hand jumper actually. 2 in a row, 2 switches, nothing but net. And it's got to get the ball over half so there's no more stoppages on the violation, but St Kitts has dribbled it out. Look, well-deserved victory by Tauranga in control for majority of the game. Perhaps just a slight hiccup in the third quarter, but a well-deserved victory and a morning off tomorrow as they qualify top of the pool for the quarterfinals. St Kitts, some encouraging basketball in the second half, which will look to carry over to tomorrow morning's 2 vs 3.
Mai rā, he kēmu tino hikaka ko hipa I ko nei e te we've seen an exciting game of basketball here, as you say, in the end. Tauranga girls just too good, taking it out over St Kitts. Engari, kaua e tā wāhi e te iwi, do not go far. Plenty more action on Whakata Māori this afternoon. Nō reira, hei a kua nei, ko tātou te rā mui nai nei. That's us for now here in Palmerston North.
This is an opportunity that we can't pass up.